to.
Of course.
Too late.
You did that on purpose.
Too somebody late. Slipping.
You did.
You caught more belts.
Listen, happy New Year to all the wrestling fans around the world. It is officially 2024, and the Wrestling Wrealm Now podcast is back and in full effect. And today we have one of the craziest, most action-packed, most impactful shows that we have ever done. We are starting off 2024 with a bang. We have a lot to get into. AEW World's End. We had The Rock returning to WWE. Are we getting a new main event? We have new championship belts. We have new champions. Also, we have a very special address to Victor Taylor Perry and the Wrestling Club. All that and more coming up right after the intro. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to 2024. The Wrestling Wrealm is here. We're back. We're bad, and we're better than ever. So buckle your seatbelts. It's a new year. Let's get it.
Houston, we have a problem.
Yes!
One time for the naysayers. Woo!
Welcome to the Wrestling Right Now podcast, where we take a deeper dive into the world of professional wrestling. Now it is officially 2024. Welcome. You can watch all of our Wrestling Wrealm content anytime on youtube.com/The Wrestling Wrealm. Follow us on all social media platforms, including Instagram, Threads, X, and Facebook at Wrestling Wrealm. Like, subscribe, and engage in the conversation with us. And you can download all of our audio content on Anchor, Stitcher, Podbeam, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and more. Watch us and subscribe to our Twitch channel at The Wrestling Wrealm. Surprisingly, that is one word. Guess what? I am back. I'm bigger, and I'm still rather large. That's okay. Nothing? Okay, anyway. I am yours truly, the realist himself, the real Dwayne Allen. It's a tough crowd tonight. Starting the year off wrong. He is your host, Brother Hugh. A to A to the S, T to H to the E, 3 to R to the D, Brother Hugh in the building. He is your host, the Belt King himself, the man, the designer, the extraordinaire, Brandon the guy. And he is your host, the one, the only, the heart and soul of the Wrestling Wrealm and all that we do here. Brian H. Waters in the building.
And you know what this is? 40 years of the greatest of all time, Hulkamania, baby.
Oh my
Wow.
God,
It will be up to you to remind us of that, especially start off 2024. But guess what? You know what you can start off 2024 by doing? If you would like to advertise with the Wrestling Wrealm, guess what? You can do so now. Hold on. Let me just slide up. Boom. There it is. Yes. You can email us at wrestlingwrealm@gmail.com with a subject line saying advertise. And we will reach out to you with rates and further details. So if you want to partner with us and promote your business or whatever you have going on, definitely email us at wrestlingwrealm@gmail.com if you would like to advertise with the Wrestling Wrealm and on the Wrestling Wrealm Now podcast. But guess what, though? Not only can you do that, for all of your Wrestling Wrealm apparel, merchandise, and more, head over to wrestlingwrealm.com. That's right. T-shirts, hoodies, mugs, and more. You can express yourself. You can support the brand. You can show the world that you are a proud wrestling fan in 2024. Because guess what? We have to address a group of proud wrestling fans that have a lot going on. But we will get to that later on in this episode. But yes, so if you want to head to wrestlingwrealm.com, you want to support the brand, buy some merchandise, buy some apparel, dress like us. And coming soon, this season, hopefully soon actually, we will be unboxing Wrestling Wrealm apparel on the show just to give you guys a closer look at what we have available. So support us now. Head over to wrestlingwrealm.com, shop for all your Wrestling Wrealm merchandise and apparel and much more. But guess what, though? We're not stopping there, ladies and gentlemen, because guess what? For all exclusive shows and bonus material, we have a Patreon channel at patreon.com/thewrestling_realm. You can find things like Brian H's thoughts soon to come. Hopefully this year, Realness Reacts. We don't know yet, but and so much more. We're putting all of our bonus content, blooper reels, everything we have You can subscribe for just as low as $1. Pay the $1. And you can subscribe to all of our bonus material on patreon.com/the_wrestling_realm. Now, with all that's going on right now, we just came off WWE's holiday tour, but guess what? The Ravens are making their playoff race, and guess what? They are the #1 seed in AFC North.
You know
but guess what, though? So do yourself a favor, and if you're looking to purchase tickets to concerts, live events, more importantly, the playoff race of the NFL, of the Baltimore Ravens, and more, head over to SeatGeek.com. You can use the promo code Wrestling Wrealm for any one-time purchase of $50 or more. Prices these days have gone through the roof, and inflation is a real thing. So most likely you're going to pay more than $50 for 2 tickets. Or if you want to bring a family or a group of people and you want a discount rate, do yourself a favor. Use promo code Wrestling Wrealm. Save yourself $20 off your order. Trust me, you won't regret it. Shout out to everyone who has used the promo code. We've gotten plenty of emails and DMs and comments about people who are appreciative of what we have provided. So shout out to SeatGeek and use promo code Wrestling Wrealm. Save yourself $20 off any purchase of $50 or more. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we are here. We are in the building. It is 2024. Now, this is the part where we advertise the latest, the greatest show, the new edition. One of the greatest things we've ever done is as we expand the brand, bringing in Brandon, the guy, the Belt King, we call him, along with his super producer, has the 3rd Championship Culture Season 2. Ladies and gentlemen, guess what?
Wow.
If you are listening and you missed that, please head over to youtube.com/the Wrestling Wrealm and go back and watch that Championship Culture Season 2 promo, January 23rd, officially. If you missed out on, bro, you got news.
No, I'm saying if you're listening, you need to go to Spotify because you can watch it on the screen.
Breaking news. If you didn't know that.
Did you see what Dylan said?
No, I didn't even see it. I'm still tripping off of it. Like, listen to me. January 23rd, Championship Culture returns, Season 2. If you missed out on all last season, 25 episodes of in-depth culture analysis, all in championships, titles, replicas, everything from how to get belts made, the quality of championship belt replicas, titles and where they come from, their origins, histories, favorites, so much more. It's one of my favorite shows. Head over to youtube.com, use playlist Championship Culture, and you can catch up on Season 1. Season 2 has a lot to offer. There's so much going on. And Brother Hugh, the Belt King, Brandon, the guy has been working hard. Sorry, the fans are trolling us in the comments. Shout out to everybody in the comments. We tell people to come and be a part of the chat and be a part of the show. We will be putting up comments momentarily on the screen. Thank you all for joining us.
Only Dylan.
I hate to be Dylan.
Right.
But Championship Culture, man, Season 1 was crazy, but Championship Culture Season 2 is ridiculous. It's off to a major start. We had first of all, we had Brother Brandon in a Santa Claus hat. He gave us a bonus episode, a bonus holiday episode where he did some unboxings. It was entitled Unwrapping Happiness. So if you want to go back and watch and find out what 2 championship replicas he unboxed, go back and watch that show. It is I believe it's still on it's up now, right? It's under the playlist. Yes, it's on the playlist for Championship Culture on the youtube.com/the Wrestling Wrealm channel. And not only has Brother Brandon been busy, he has been making waves. Last week we had a discussion about we debuted my brand new Wrestling Wrealm 2.0 championship. This thing is a beauty. There was as he calls it, a design flaw in the first version, and he gifted me with that. I'm gonna give you guys a preview of that. Can we show that clip? Can we get the people a preview of what happened?
Absolutely.
Let's go.
Okay, so let me preface this. Season 2 of Championship Culture, I've been blessed and gifted. They have given me 5 episodes where I get to take part and help co-produce Championship Culture, and they got me. They surprised me, and I was more than happy to listen. We have a teaser. Where's the teaser? Is it up there? Okay, yeah. There's a teaser. So I'm gonna give you a preview of what you're going to see for Season 2 Championship Culture. I don't know what episode this is going to be, But I want you guys to take a look. If you're listening, I'm telling you, you need to hurry up, run to youtube.com and get to the Wrestling Wrealm channel so you can see this.
Oh,
Ladies and
Drew's
gentlemen.
here. Drew will love this.
Oh, Drew.
Oh,
Oh, good.
buddy.
Drew's here. Okay.
Brother
So he's
Willie
getting
here.
his time for shenanigans. So I'm gonna give you a quick teaser of what happened, what you're going to see season 2 of how version 2 of my Wrestling Wrealm Championship came to fruition. So here, take a look. Take a look. It's belt time. Waiting on these championship culture boys. We out here in the hood waiting these championship culture boys to come and drop off this ECW television championship. So yeah, wait for Brother Brandon to pull up so we could do this little exchange. So you never know with championship culture guys, they always pulling some type of shenanigans. So we'll see what happens. These dudes coming up the street? No, I don't see him just yet. Is this him right here? I think we got action. Yep. Here we go. I think they just pulled up. What's up, brother Hugh? What are you doing?
Why do you have what you call it out?
Nah. Nope. I got treated like a police, bro.
You're up to something.
Nah, y'all up to something, bro.
I'm not. I'm really not.
What's up, brother Hugh?
What's going on? Listen.
Didn't say you was coming, man. What's going on?
I'm coming with a
What's up? How you doing, brother? Oh.
So
Brother
I'm
Hughes
coming
here.
with a peace offering, but I brought you a belt. Will you stop recording me? Right.
Nah.
Coming with
Nah.
a peace offering.
Look at these guys. First of all, we in the hood. Like, this is a belt exchange.
Listen, I'm coming with a peace offering,
Yeah.
and this is the belt. I promise you. But I brought you the belt bag too because I know how you are.
Listen to me. See, that's what they do. They pull you into season 2. So trust me, if you want to see the rest of that story, trust me, you do not want to miss what happens next. And I'll give you a quick spoiler about that video. Brian H., you were supposed to be there that night. You didn't go for the shenanigans.
Yeah,
Brian H. was supposed to. LeBron, that's okay. So that's not what they told me anything. I don't know what you was doing, to be honest with you, Brian H. But I know they tried to pull you in somehow. And like you said, I guess you're working. That's I don't know.
My man called me at the last minute on a day that I had a couple pods.
See, because he was trying to pull some stuff, and I didn't find out till later. I thought I was pulling some stuff, but listen, Championship Culture season 2 coming soon. If you want to see what happens next, you do not want to miss that episode because it takes a crazy twist. But
I think that was the best shenanigans thus far.
You got me. I'm not. A lot of people can't get Wayne. Trust me, but you got me. So I was gifted this beautiful championship, man. This is. I was very happy and very gracious for it. But season 2, episode 1 is entitled about those wrestling girls, talking about those wrestling titles. Brother Brandon is an avid belt designer. He's been working with so many other people and so many other brands and perspective. Just fans in general, those who are naturally involved in championship culture. He has been designing things for them. He has been doing so many different great things. Like I said, season 2 of championship culture starts off with those wrestling girls. If you see that title in the background, you see that is something that Brother Brandon had a hand in designing, as well as so many other things. But guess what? Brother Brandon is one of those guys that he loves to put smiles on people's faces. And he loves to recognize people, and he loves to really get people to embrace what we do here. And having these championships makes you feel like a champion. For a lot of us that wanted to be wrestlers and didn't get a chance to do so, he has gone out of his way to provide us with those opportunities. He's done it for us. He's done it for those wrestling girls. But guess what? Brandon, the guy, the Belt King himself, the pioneer of championship culture, presented by the Wrestling Wrealm, has done it again. He has done something special. He has partnered up with somebody else who feels the same way about putting smiles on faces and providing opportunities for special situations. So as a way to kind of kick off season 2, Brother Brandon has partnered with Victor Perry, If you don't know who Victor Perry is, he has recently went viral 2 years ago for being an educator that provided a safe space for young people to learn about professional wrestling, to engage in the culture, and overall have a good time. They are known as the Wrestling Club. They have gone viral. They have done so many things. The WWE has visited them. They have invited them out. And most recently, Cody Rhodes has offered to pay for their WrestleMania trip as they were in the process of trying to raise money. Victor Perry is one of those guys. He's that teacher that we all needed back in the day. And we applaud him and we applaud all that he has done with the wrestling club, as well as being an educator, educating those, especially young people who live in a world now where they're bullied, they're picked on, they're not always being given the safe space. But we salute this young man for what he's done. And Brother Brandon has that same spirit. And they partnered together recently to do something very, very special. He always says that every belt has a story. And Victor Perry and the Wrestling Club has one of the most feel-good, tremendous stories out there. And Brother Brandon and Victor Perry came together and they did something very, very special for the Wrestling Club. Sit back, relax, and enjoy this. This is the feel-good moment of the year. Ladies and gentlemen, Championship Culture, in collaboration with the Wrestling Club and Victor Perry, Brandon has gifted them their very own TWC, the Wrestling Club Championship belt. Brian, let's give this guy a round of applause. This belt is an absolute beauty. It went viral today, and I just want to read you what Victor Perry had to say in regard to Brother Brandon and the Wrestling Wrealm. He said, "I want to thank you, Wrestling Wrealm, for working with me on designing and creating this special belt for my amazing students in TWC. This belt is absolutely incredible. Wow." So, ladies and gentlemen, Championship Culture is starting off season 2 with a bang by doing the most important thing that we all feel is necessary, and that is giving back. This is an absolute beauty. It's an absolute design. And with that being said, the Wrestling Wrealm would like to send a very, very special message to Victor Perry, to the Wrestling Club, in regard to their new TWC, the Wrestling Club Championship belt. So with that being said, Victor Perry, the Wrestling Club, all those students who are involved, we first would like to thank you for all the great things that you have done for these young people in providing a safe space for them to enjoy wrestling, to learn about wrestling all around the world, and to be safe and be proud wrestling fans at a young age. The Wrestling Club is known as the future of wrestling. And I know for a fact that kids that look like us, especially when we were their age, now have secured that they are truly the future of wrestling. We want to say thank you. We applaud you. And congratulations on Cody Rhodes paying for your WrestleMania trip. So, with that being said, on behalf of Championship Culture, Brother Hugh, Brother Brandon, the Bell King, Brandon, the Guy, the Wrestling Wrealm would like to raise a salute. We like to raise a salute to all those who are in the Wrestling Club, and most importantly, Victor Perry. We salute you. We honor you. Like I said, we give you all the credit for all you've done. Continue to do the great things you've done. Congratulations on your new TWC Championship belt. Enjoy. Welcome to the club. And don't forget, Brandon, say the line.
Every belt has a story.
Every belt has a story. And we cannot wait to hear this story. We're in the process of trying to get Victor Perry on the show so he can tell his own story. But if you want to get familiar with what he has already done, Brian H.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, go to YouTube, go to our channel, go to the Wrestling for the Culture playlist. We make everything easy right here, and you will see a full-fledged interview with me and Victor Perry from 2022, May 22, 2022, where he talks about the wrestling club, his love for wrestling, and just like the real Dwayne Allen said, his desire to just put a smile on these kids' faces. And that's we had a great conversation. So I encourage y'all to check that out.
I can't think of any better way to start the show off. That's amazing. Brother Brandon, I know that was a lot. I know you're overwhelmed. This is what it's all about for you. This is what's the most important to me, to be able to take part in supporting Victor Perry and the wrestling club and all that they do. And we're part of now that group that supports them completely. And if you also want to support the wrestling club, guess what? They also have merchandise. So yes, so if you want to support them, go to their social medias. For your aware, of course, another good friend of ours who also decided to take the mantle to support them as well. Head over to the For Your Wear social media pages, and they will give you more information on how you can support the wrestling club and continue to help them raise money and fundraise for this excellent space for these young people to enjoy wrestling and learn about this business and continue to be amazing. You see the videos all the time. These guys go viral. You see these young people doing promos and all these things. It's nothing short of amazing. They're doing excellent work over there, and that's the same spirit which we kind of need in this world a little bit more. So,
and I'll just say foryourwear.com. I'm gonna go ahead and put in the comments. Y'all want to support the wrestling club and support them, buy their merch. I got a couple of t-shirts. So support them. foryourwear.com/the wrestling club. Just go into personalities and you'll see it. These kids are amazing. I had a chance to meet them last year, and just you see their passion and just unapologetic. And I told
you, bro, proud wrestling fans to the fullest.
Yeah, like you said, this is what we needed. And you saw like people like Sasha Banks, Cody Rhodes, Cedric Alexander, the whole Hurt Business for the most part.
Oh yeah, definitely Hurt Business showed up. Yep,
yeah.
Shelton. Yeah.
And just saying, like, this is what we wish we had when we were kids. And shout out to Victor Perry, who gave his blessing to another wrestling club in Texas. Somebody saw it and he was like, I want to do the same thing. And that's what it's about, right? Not gatekeep. Yeah. Just saying, man, do the same thing. Take what we did here and take it down there. And like you brought up them cutting the promos. It's so much fun. I am waiting, and it'll probably come in the next couple of days, for them to hold the championship belt and cut a promo.
It's coming.
That's what I'm waiting for.
It's coming. It's coming. That I would not be surprised if one of these kids end up becoming a wrestler one day, just because of they're cultivating these moments. We've had less moments that made us want to be wrestlers. Imagine, you know what I mean? Being in a classroom, you've been exposed to all types of professional wrestling. You have the chance to be yourself, to hang with your other wrestling friends. We talk about it all the time. We didn't meet each other until we were dang near grown.
Yep.
Right. And we always say, imagine if we knew each other when we were younger. But guess what? Victor Perry, the wrestling club, has provided that space. Shout out to him. We salute you. We salute those students. Keep being great. Keep being unapologetic, proud wrestling fans. I can't
One
speak.
One more thing I want to say about Victor Perry too. He does it with a smile.
He does.
I've been I was at Grand Slam. He had the kids. You see him. They were at Wrestlemania last year in LA, and I'm like, bro, like, how do you constantly do this? Like, somebody who's humble. Brandon and him. If you go to our Instagram, I actually just posted on our stories.
Good.
That when they sat down, and I said, I kind of had a feeling what was cooking. But you
kind of knew, you felt it.
And shout out to those wrestling girls for their anniversary parties back-to-back years. Last year, inviting the wrestling club to come see the panel, before the turn-up session happened. And the kids were just so excited. And think about this. All the times they sit in the classroom, they got to hear people talk about, you got to hear these assemblies, you got to hear all this stuff. They were sitting front row, listening to women in the business. And then you had little girls in the wrestling club looking at a Krista B, a Candice Cordelia, saying, okay, I want to be like them, right? And then we did the photo shoot, and they was just like all happy. I think I might have a photo from last year of them holding the Realm Championship,
Oh
but
wow.
just seeing that moment, and then this year they obviously couldn't come this year, but Victor Perry came, and like I said, shout out to those wrestling girls creating that environment space
Sure.
where these connections
There
can
you
happen.
go.
We have the podcasters all come together, and again, like when you see this community, especially this community of Black wrestling fans and Black content creators, we come together, we untouchable, and that's the thing we've
Facts.
noticed here with the Wrestling Wrealm podcast parties. Stephanie Hardy's in the chat. She's been on the podcast party. Queen PR was in here earlier. So this is what this is about. And to see, like I said, to see Victor Perry do this with a smile all the time. I'm like, because the first thing was like, bro, taking 20 kids to WrestleMania. Okay,
Right.
And shout out to his team, Chris Love from True Hill Heat. I don't know the other people's names, but watching all of them be a part of it. Shout out to the late great Brody Lee's wife,
Yes, Amanda Huber. Yeah.
Amanda Huber being there and being a support system. So when you see all of this, and that's the thing, he's not going to take the credit, but
Sure.
give him all the credit in the world. And I'm just happy, man. And I was very happy when I saw that. I was not having a good day at all today at work and stuff. And that put a smile on my face to see those kids
That's what
and
it's
to
about,
know
man.
that my brother, somebody who's been my brother since literally 24 years,
Yeah.
to see him do this, because y'all know brother Brandon, he could be, Brandon like what he like, be a little stubborn sometimes, but it's always out of love. And to see somebody else benefit from something that we've benefited for years, and to get that same love, to see these kids get that love. And I can't wait till the day we pull up to the wrestling club and they get
Oh
to meet
man, I
brother
can't
Brandon.
wait, bro.
They gonna give
I
you
cannot
a
wait,
hug.
bro.
Oh, they're gonna hug you, brother.
Yeah, I cannot wait just to do more stuff. I like this. It's infectious to give and to work with children and young people in such a pure manner. And like I said, I cannot wait to support them in whatever we can do. Like I'm sure even after this, we're gonna we'll all brainstorm and we're gonna figure out what else we can do to continue to support Victor Perry and the wrestling club and everything. But we definitely salute you all that you've done. But we got to get to the belt guy. He's sitting there quiet. He's trying to hold it together. He's trying to keep it together, but we haven't got any words. But brother Brandon, you want to talk a little bit about how this all came about? I mean, I know we're going a little bit over because we have a lot to talk about today, but we said we were starting off 2024 with a bang, and it doesn't get any bigger than that. Like to start off that to jumpstart season two of Championship Culture is going to be absolutely bonkers. The fact that you start with the holiday show was just a teaser. I thought that was it. And then ambushed and, receiving these lovely championship belts, that was another one. And then for you to be able to give back and be a part of this moment, like nobody had this moment but you. You made something very special happen for this group that has gone viral. And it's like now you have solidified your place, and this has been one of your passions. This is the driving force behind championship culture and where stuff has come from. We talked about these type of moments, and it's here already. What do you have to say, brother? You're sitting there, and the people want to hear from you.
Well, I'm gonna say if anybody's ever been to a wrestling show and just seeing the sheer joy in, I'm gonna just say a youth's face, because it can be anywhere from elementary to high school, just to see the joy in
Sure,
a
of
child's
course.
eye.
And
And
it's some grown
especially
men.
when, yeah, and it brings people together at
Yes.
any level. But it starts with that spark, and just seeing that spark, especially us being adults walking around without championship titles, and then seeing the look in the kid's eye, and me just being able to hand it to a kid and say, "Here, you can hold it." Seeing the sheer joy, seeing the excitement. So when this came about, it was just a thought, and the thought came to be, plans on paper. Plans on paper became, all right, here's the reality. The reality came, hey, did the belt come? So it was a thing where it was like, okay, where's the belt? Where's the belt? I just want to make sure, because if anybody's paid attention to anything, I'm probably the worst person when it comes to belts, because I'm always nervous. Is the person going to like it? And I fought Victor on a couple different things about the belt. And when you hear the story behind it, I think he caved in and realized my logic behind it, because it's always every belt has a story. Um, when it came to designing it. And I was like, let me make sure it's for the kids. It's something the kids will remember. And when they look at it, they're going to get that reaction of, this is something I'm a part of. Because in the video, when they said it has our logo, it has our slogan, the future of wrestling.
Yo, that right
And
there.
I was
That
like,
was it,
perfect.
man. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like,
That's the
they
moment.
saw
That was the
and,
moment.
and that was it.
That
So
was the
it was
pop.
good to see that, and it was great to see that one, he entrusted me, he with something this important.
Mhm.
Just seeing the joy in their eyes, and imagine when they come to school tomorrow, they're going to be excited to get to the wrestling club because they're going to want to hold their piece now that is a part of their history. That's now can say we are the ones that had this belt. Who knows? There might be tag team belts coming. There might be a women's belt coming. Who knows what he wants to do next? I'm just saying. I don't know what's next,
Beginning.
but it is the beginning because guess what? They're going to always remember this belt in this moment. And I'm just happy that being a part of it and understanding that this is something that we should be doing to bring the joy back because 10
Facts.
years from now, they're the ones that might be in the ring holding the real title up and be able to say, yeah, this started for me back here. And it always starts with, how did we get here? So it was a good thing that it was just an idea that came to fruition. And I'm happy that they all loved it. It seems like everybody loves it. And if y'all know me, y'all know I was very picky about colors, designs, and when you hear the whole story behind it, you'll see why it's designed the way it is. Everything down to the shape, the strap color, everything about it is everything on that belt has a meaning behind it. And when you look at it, if you can't tell that screams a world champion, and the thing is, and I'm going to give you this tidbit. It says world champion, whether it's male or female,
There you
because
go.
I wanted to make sure that the females and the males can have a belt that they would appreciate, and it not be a thing where it's, oh, that's the women's belt, or, oh, that's the man's belt. Equal opportunity playing field for everybody, because as we evolve in wrestling, it should just be good matches, good things. So why not have good belts to go along with it? And I think that's a good belt. So
First of all, that graphic is fire, brother. That's why I told you I was waiting for yours. I didn't want to do one. That's exactly why. I doing this icy. But
so
I told
after
him,
the Duesburg, I was having one of those days at work, and then I had a doctor's appointment, and all I know is he was rapid firing so many text messages at me, and then Victor was texting me, and then the rest of them was saying, I was like, holy, y'all know me, I'm going to respond to every single message once I get to it.
no.
And he was like, send me the pictures. Where are the pictures? I was like, holy crap, hold on. Here's the
Yeah,
and it was crazy.
It went viral, brother.
Mm-hmm.
Well, how did you feel? How did you feel knowing that everybody, a lot of people around the world saw your design? A lot of people were validating your design. You got, like, somebody criticized you a couple weeks ago, and you went off, and we made a segment called Brandon's Barbecue because you had to let it sizzle for a moment. Shout out to brother Hugh. Your producer came up with that, so don't. You talk about me shenanigans. It's really him. I'm fine until he comes in the room, and he's a bad influence. But he was like, shh, let him cook, let him sizzle. It's because you had to remind him, like, look, man, it's not about where the belt comes from. It's about these moments. It's about the special. And that moment right there proves exactly what you were talking about. And I was like, this is what it's about. It's not about, and there's no disrespect to belt makers, because I understand what they're saying and I understand the critiques of it. But you were like, man, this is beyond that. This is not, you're missing the point of what this is about. And that moment that those young people had with an educator that decided he wanted to make a difference and bring his passion to a space where kids who are also passionate can do it unashamed. It was such an amazing moment, and thousands of people are looking at your belt right now. Thousands of people are retweeting and looking at the video and talking about how great of a moment this is. The same day this happened, Cody Rhodes, they were off. The wrestling club were raising money. They had a popcorn fundraiser. They were trying to pay for WrestleMania. They were asking people to be involved in it. And Cody Rhodes literally said, listen, I could buy a bunch of popcorn for you all, or I could just tell you your WrestleMania trip is on me. I'll pay for your tickets and your hotels. All in the same day. I'm like sitting there like, brother Brandon, you think that's a coincidence? Like, I can only imagine how you feel right now, how you're thinking that happened that one, and then later in the evening, all of a sudden, Cody Rhodes decides to say, you know what? Hey, since we're fundraising, let me do you all a solid. Like, people are coming together to support something that we all love, and to see kids be able to do that, Some kids grew up being made fun of because of this. You know,
Mhm.
wrestling was cool when we came up, but it wasn't cool for a lot of these kids coming up. It's different. You know what I mean? So,
And the thing that gets me the most is when you have those naysayers, what I'm starting to realize, the people that have the problems and don't like it and want to speak out about it and try to tell you down, it's that they're not happy and they haven't had that moment.
of course.
So I
Of
actually
course.
feel bad for them because you want to tear down. Because I made a post on a group and
Mhm.
somebody said something about, version 2 of your world title. And my simple response was,
Who said
just
something about
tune
my
in.
world title?
I just said tune into championship
Yeah.
culture because every belt has a story.
Facts. That's the only
And-
answer to every. That's the only answer to every critique.
Because guess what?
That's
You
it.
may not
That's
like
it.
it, but somebody loves it.
Man, who
Just because you don't, and
you
just
ain't get to
like
tell me.
people love these belts for different reasons. It's a
Thank you.
connection that they have. Don't tear down their connection because you can't make that same connection. Because
There
you
you
don't
go.
find joy in those moments. Or when I look at my intergalactic belt,
Look
I
how
just
Brian is
always
looking at
look
his
at
belt.
it.
Does anybody
Yeah.
catch that? Sorry. You see how he had a moment. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Please don't forget that. While you were talking, Brian is just like he looked down and that's what it's about. He looked down and he smiled and he just looked at it like, yo, this is it right here, man. Because everybody
And
remembers
imagine
where they
those
were.
kids. Yep. And
Yep.
imagine those
Yeah.
kids will always remember this day. And who's to say this won't motivate them to do better in school so they can get to
There
the
you go.
wrestling club? Who's to say they won't
Yeah.
say, oh, I want to hurry up and, I want to turn my paperwork in. I want to be the best student because I want to stay in the wrestling club.
Sure.
Or, hey,
Some
can
type
we
of
take
community
the belt
service
to
or something.
class?
Yeah.
Can we, whatever it may be. You never know with this belt or just like the moments that this or is, hey, can we watch more about belts? Let's see what other belts are out there. You never know. Maybe they're going to say, let's have a whole class about this. But who knows?
And what I'm looking forward to is them saying, hey, let's when Victor goes, hey, let's for the wrestling club today, let's watch the episode of Championship Culture where the wrestling club championship belt is featured, and we can find out why and how this all came about.
And how it was made. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We can find out what the story behind it is.
Every belt has a story, and like I said, man, it's I
Joe
can't.
said every moment has a story. This moment has a story. We quote tweeted the photo.
Jesus. It's something crazy, man. It's just like I said, you finally got the rub, kid. We had this conversation. This was just we were just shooting the breeze about this, man.
Since we hold up our individual ones.
Nah, yeah, yours is rather massive. Nah, it's cool though. It's yeah. Look at
it.
You don't see the rest of him. You don't see, he disappeared behind the belt. But you know what the crazy part is though? You know what this is, you know what I always say? Championship belts are for champions, right? And how will people know that you're a winner, you're a champion, if you don't have one of these draped around your shoulder? And I said, you, brother Brandon, you're truly a champion for bringing this. Because I remember we were talking like, man, how do we get belts, man? Like we weren't, because you weren't in one of your wrestling comas. You had disappeared. He was like a hermit, like Master Roshi. He lives on an island by himself.
And the crazy thing is, I would have settled for the side plates.
Yeah, that's
just to add on to one of these. But brother Brandon said, nope, I got you.
Yeah. And then you kind of came out your cut, man, and you like I said, we trusted you with the creative freedom, and look where we are now. You and Brother Hugh have come together. Like I said, it's one of my favorite shows. We're still talking about it right now. I don't mind spending the first 40 minutes talking about championship culture because this is a big deal. This is exactly why I was like, bro, y'all got to do this, and it's becoming so big so fast. And what's going to happen when they take that title to WrestleMania? What happens when Cody Rhodes hosts them backstage and say, "Let me see you. That's a beautiful belt." And what if those guys sign it and stuff like, that's not cool. That's not cool. I heard you about it. That's not cool. But that's like you take it away Brandon's moment. But you know what though? Moments like this are monumental. And thank you for everybody who's watching right now, is because everybody knows when you got the rub, you get that one special picture. Like when I got this championship, my tag team title that I get to share with my brothers, because we all have the same tag team championship. Let everybody know we're also tag team champions of the world, right? Mm-hmm. This belt went on tour. It has been all around the world. And guess what? It got to take that special photo with a special somebody. Triple H. And I felt like it's only appropriate for Brother Brandon to have that moment too. Ladies and gentlemen, you deserve this moment. Somebody hit the applause. Brian, hit the applause button one more time.
Did the flash get me? I'm just trying to figure it out now.
No, that's actually a photo, like a photo edited picture of your profile picture on Twitter on X with just the contrast and the shadows bumped up. So that's payback for what you for what my
now, remember, I told you, you sure you want to do that? Because I can get you back.
I don't. All we doing is celebrating. This is your moment.
Like,
look, brother,
get a real one at
like this.
WrestleMania.
Brother, he's like this. Huh? We doing this again? Nope.
Right. He was like, "We're on."
You guys had a run. This is just a celebration of you, man. This is just a celebration. I want you to have that picture of Triple H. That's all. So
I appreciate that.
Hey,
usually
with the point, especially with the point.
With the hold on.
With the point.
Oh,
the fact
yes,
that he's pointing.
No, you deserve that.
I love
moment,
it.
man. So definitely shout out to you, man. Man, Wrestling Wrealm's kicking off 2024 to back. Thank you, Brian H, for the applause. You deserve it, brother. But usually at this point we would go to commercial break, but because this has been a long segment. But guess what? We are jumping right into it. But I got to play this one more time. Sorry. Season 2 Championship Culture, YouTube.com/The Wrestling Wrealm. Check Championship Culture playlist. Watch season 1 while we get ready for. That's fire. Who made that? Who made that? Can somebody tell me who made that?
I'm wondering the same thing.
Who made that?
It's a combination. Literally, it's a combination.
Oh, okay. So nobody's gonna say
literally. He did about 75% of it. I just added the razzle dazzle.
Here's a secret.
Yeah,
Brandon used to edit videos.
No, he did. Are you serious?
I'm dead serious. You what?
Wow.
All right, real quick. I'm gonna make this real quick. When me and Brandon first met, you know what he said his dream job was?
What's that?
To be the person who put the wrestling promos together.
No, get the heck out of here. No, he did not.
You serious?
He used to say, like, every time, like, we, this is back in the day, you had to call somebody when it was happening because we didn't have YouTube. So, like, we would be watching, like, SmackDown, and it'd be, like, say, like, a promo for, like, Armageddon 2000. And he'd say, man, you see how these promos look? Like, I want to put that stuff together. Like, Brother Brandon has an eye for that. He just, he don't be putting it out there like that. He be trying to be all humble and stuff.
Wow, had no idea. I'm glad.
And Brother Hugh was always an awesome guy who could draw back in the day. We had to do this dollar project, and he made his $100 bill with his face on it.
Thank you, Brian. It's all coming together now. all the culture spiciness is coming from, because Brother Hugh got on the graphic like he just is. I'll give it a try and see what happens. And I'm like, bro, I'm not doing these anymore. I'm like,
these naysayers of Shawn Michaels and Triple H.
Now, listen to me. They putting out DX quality work.
When you saw that preview, he was like, when I put it in the group, you see what he responded, because he just like, what the?
Yeah,
and that's literally how the conversation goes. That's why with that, I'm like,
Man, listen, I'm looking forward to season 2, but guess what? Until then, brothers, we got a lot to get into. It is 2024, and so much has happened. And guess what? The people need to know what the Wrestling Wrealm thinks about all the craziness that's going on right now. We have free agency.
I appreciate y'all wearing your championship culture shirts too.
Of course. I got the moment a little bit late, but I made sure to have. And crazy part is that's how God works, because I had it the other day and I was like, let me make sure I keep this. So yeah. But for those who are just signing in, everybody's a story. Look at that. We gave our address to Victor Perry and the Wrestling Club. We will be reposting that address on social media. So if you missed it, you can definitely see it again. For those who are just tuning in, but we are good. Oh, yeah, it's loaded here now. We are going to get in 2024, brothers. We have to talk about AEW's World End. I'm asking y'all right now: are we canceling Chris Jericho or not? With Andrade gone, is he going back to WWE? There's a lot to get into. Not to mention The Rock is back. Is the Wrestlemania Main Event changed? We got to get into it. Brian H, ring the bell. Now the bell is rung. With that being said, this is the part where we usually ask each other, gentlemen, what did we watch this week? If you want to sponsor this segment, guess what? Contact us at wrestlingwrealm@gmail.com. We will give you further details and rates. But let's get into it. Brothers, good gosh, there's a lot going on. It's the start of 2024. We left 2023 on a high note. We had a very high rated show to close the year out. And then we start 2024 and it's insane. We are here. What did you all watch this week? Brian H, talk to you people.
Well,
God dang, it's a lot of people watching live. Hey, y'all. I'm sorry. Storm me off. Go ahead.
Oh, snap. T. Smitty in the building. Dr. D in the building.
Oh, you got some people.
Yeah, and my sister in the building. She actually just posted a wrestling vlog from her first WWE show last week.
Oh, okay.
So make sure y'all check that out on her YouTube channel, Making of Our TV. This week, I kind of came out of the Von Erich rabbit hole after watching Flair versus but I gotta go back down because I got some more content I want to create about it. But
okay, there we go.
I did go back and watch a little bit of those ruthless aggression era things on the on Peacock, and man, there was a lot. Like when you really like see like the Money in the Bank and Elimination Chamber and how that stuff was created is fun, but also remembering the misses such as Cyber Sunday and Taboo Tuesday, and the Pujami prison match. So that's kind of what I watched this week. You know, one of the documentaries.
Nice, Brother Hugh. What'd you get into, sir? What it has the third get into this week? What did you watch?
Well, while he was coming out of the rabbit hole, the Iron Claw rabbit hole, I actually went.
I
went in.
You was going right down.
Thank you, CN.
I started with Dark Side of the Ring, the Von Erich's that's whole story, and then later on I'm gonna go ahead and tap into the movie and the Iron Claw and check it out and see what the hype is all about. But yeah, that's what I got into. You know how I feel about Dark Side of the Ring. I love that show.
Nah, that's too much for me, brother Brandon. I'm sorry, Brother Brandon. What'd you get into this week, sir?
Well, I feverishly kept going on the internet looking for what new belts TNA was going to introduce, and they didn't. And then I fell asleep and woke up to something later on the show. But honestly, I opened up this big white box I had in my basement for a year.
Wait, what?
I took this
another box. Come out.
No, this big white box.
Oh, you sure? I was about to say.
I took this white console out, plugged it into the TV, and I put this
disc
in there.
You got a PS5?
Yes, finally. And I played.
You got money.
First off,
he's rich, y'all.
For like 2 straight hours, me and my cousin played Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Shredder's Revenge.
And then PlayStation.
I am too. And then I played finally Gotham Knights, and guess what? I haven't touched it since.
You just played it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'll give you one guess. Who did I play it as?
You had it's one of the Robins. It's got to be Red Hood.
Yes,
one of them.
I knew it. I knew it. I knew it was Red Hood.
That's what I did. I was consumed by PlayStation 5 for it's only been there for a year.
Yeah, clearly.
I was like, when you got a PlayStation,
you rich like the Belt King. Goodness gracious, you like the Conrad.
No, it was literally just. I did just another. Stop it! I didn't.
Hey, Dylan is wild, bro.
Yo, get you gotta get the AEW game.
What did you watch, Dwayne?
I saw snacks. Yeah.
I was about to say, hey, you gotta get the new AEW belt. Not gonna go there yet. We're gonna hold on for that.
Which one?
What did I watch this week? I watched.
Where's my water?
No, yeah, I went down the TNA rabbit hole again. I don't know why, man. I'm like lamenting Sting actually retiring. Sting is still like a huge draw for AEW at 62, 63 years old.
Greensboro in March. You know we love Greensboro.
We've been to Greensboro.
We love Greensboro.
We've been to Greensboro before.
Hey, like we told Mr. Wickham, make a couple calls.
Yeah, man. Yeah, might have to make a few calls, even though Miss Winters is no longer there. But Flair Country has always been good to the run. Daddy.
Since they want to retire Sting in Baltimore, where they should have.
He talks about us a lot. Like he made history. He talks about us all the time.
This was WCW home.
It really was though. Like it's like
the one company that got both. The one city that got both. And
definitely did. Yeah, we definitely got Titan Tower stuff, man. We definitely got Turner stuff. Yeah. But I went down this TNA rabbit hole, man. I don't know what it is, but it was all Sting stuff. I'm conflicted because I'm like huge on Christian Cage's babyface run, but I didn't like his heel stuff when he shaved his head. Like to me, like right now he's doing the best heel work, but I don't like Weasel Christian for some reason. But yeah, that was where I went this week. But listen, it was a lot on TV for us to watch this week, and we're going to start with AEW's World's End. Man, hold on. This is This is there's a lot of suspense surrounding this show. First of all, there's a lot of controversy that popped up in it, but there's $1 million question I need to ask the brothers, and the people want to know.
Mhm.
Because we're going to break down a good chunk of this show for a lot of different reasons. And first, I'm gonna ask you guys the $1 million question, which is, and for those who are in the comments, I'm asking you this question too. Was this show worth it? Was it a good pay-per-view? Hold on. That's the suspense music, gentlemen. AEW's World's End. Overall, what you think of the pay-per-view? Brian, you're shaking your head. We're just gonna stay with you today, buddy, because you just, I don't know.
Bro, I watched most of them, like 90% of the shows. This one is like the worst.
Okay, so you're not the only person that said this, but I need to know why.
Because usually early in the show they catch my attention. Whether I'm a big story person, I'll take a 5-star story over a 5-star match.
Okay,
but at the pay-per-views, if the stories don't, but the matches get me, and I know it's not fair to say, you talk about was it the Pentagon and his brother versus the Young Bucks when they put on that absolute banger, right? I know you can't compare all of them, but it just felt like, okay, it just didn't hit for me until even I'm still like even with Copeland and Christian, it was okay.
Did it live up to the hype? It's gonna be one of them shows, Brian H. I'm telling you. Did it live up to the hype? Nobody cared about the match.
Yeah, and you know what? And the crazy thing, as soon as it was over, I said, all right, Copeland won the title. I go upstairs. I think I went to go refill some coffee. I come back. What the heck? I see Christian with the belt. I'm like, whoa, okay, why? Like, because even when Lucha Dragon, Kill Switch won, I said,
Kill Switch. He goes by Kill Switch now. I think that's funny. Sorry.
Yeah, and I was like, all right, he won, cool, whatever. All right, now I kind of know which way it's gonna go tonight.
Sure.
I didn't know they was gonna do like jump the shark essentially with this story.
That's exactly what it is. That's old Happy Days TV terminology, ladies and gentlemen. Jumping the shark. Has AEW jumped the shark to you, Brian H? That's a pretty lethal term to say in television terms.
I know, but right there, yeah. But I will say they kind of reeled me back in at the end of the main event.
Okay, good.
I'm okay with that. And then tonight, seeing the Undisputed Kingdom, I can get with it.
Okay, good. Okay, I like that idea.
Yeah, and I'll leave with this.
Sure.
I always said before going down the Von Erich rabbit hole, I kept hearing David Von Erich would have been the guy. But I was very specific when I said the Iron Claw made me see it. And then I went back and watched David Von Erich stuff, and I said, okay, but it was the way his character was presented, right?
Got it, yeah.
For the first time tonight, I care about Wardlow. Before he was just like there. Yeah, like I understood what
Wardlow guy.
Huh?
You never a Wardlow guy.
Not really. It was kind of like, all right, you know what? He's here in developmental. I'm waiting for him to go to finish his school at NXT.
Yeah.
Now, because this is how good Adam Cole is.
Sure.
Adam Cole, just like that. When he said tonight, Joe, it was a pleasure doing business with you. And then he said, but I hope you're not champion when Wardlow climbs up in the rankings. Because we hate to beat up one of our friends or something. And it's just sometimes it's just simple storytelling. Yeah. And I'm like, dang, Cole. Dang, man. If you could have just been patient, they'll be home.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. First of all, those are all fire comments. I need to give you some horns. Hold on. Nope, sorry, wrong one. Here we go.
Wait, so you had the buttons on?
No, I did. They were just too far down. I couldn't get to it in time. You got yours programmed like mine. I don't have my thing set up. So I'm still like in the interface.
Okay, gotcha.
No, because I just haven't had I didn't want to plug it up and then mess up this important show. But I'm gonna get there. Trust me, I'm gonna plug it up though. But no, that was everything you said made a lot of sense. Brother Brandon, AEW's World's End, did it live up to the hype? Did you enjoy it or not?
So I couldn't even I normally watch the entire AEW pay-per-view because I'm agree with Brian. Like, I love a 5-star story,
Sure.
and the match usually will help. But the thing is, I know AEW isn't going to give me a 5-star story. I've learned to accept that, but I've come to the factor of understanding. Okay, where's my 5-star match? Where's every match is going to be like, wow, that was good. Wow, that was good. And usually about the 2.5 hour mark, I'm like, this pay-per-view is still going. There's a lot of wrestling. And I get to that point with AEW, and it felt like, I was like, it's on. And it was like to the point that it was, and I really hate that term overbooked because I think people use it in the wrong sense, but you mash too much in, and I couldn't get vested in it. Like, maybe I missed it. Why was Miro and Andrade fighting, and why is CJ Perry never with somebody else?
Oh, that's easy.
That was.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, but I'm saying because remember she was with somebody else as a manager. You're doing all this.
The hits. I feel like Andrade said, "I'm not working with nobody that I didn't work with in WWE."
Yep, and
that was
the one that
Buddy Murphy. Buddy Murphy.
But here's my other thing.
Miro.
So then the Continental Classic, the Blue and Gold League, the 8-man tag. As a wrestling fan, it hurt my brain because I'm still stuck in the face and heel gimmick, and it was like y'all on the same team. But they were saying it was the people from the Blue and Gold League against each other. I was like, but this match makes no sense. You know what I'm saying? And then it was all of that to, you keep pushing Daniel Garcia, but then it's like you don't push him. The start and stop pushes was too much. And then, like, and this might be unpopular, I was disappointed that Willow and Chris Statlander didn't have a better match because they have. And they always deliver, it seemed like. And I felt like that match kind of felt like where they pushed up in the card and weren't ready. Was it a victim of, like, go out there and do it now? And they might have thought it was going to be the last match on the pre-show. And I was like, oh, man, that's not helping neither one of their stocks because, let's be honest, if Chris Statlander goes to the world title, do you want to see after that? Why is Willow not a contender for one of the championships? But
it's 30 of them.
Yeah, so, lo and behold,
that was mean. Sorry, Tony.
No, it's the truth.
No,
and I don't want to get into too much, but the whole thing with Adam Copeland and Christian is 20 years too late.
Bro, I was so disappointed.
And for the fact that as much as Christian tries to build up this TNT title, it's not going to be prestigious when you have 746 other titles there. And they're all placeholders for people. Like, so no matter how much he does with this title, it's not going to matter. Yeah.
Like
so
you think a lifelong friendship, and then you throw the belt in the mix. What do you think people are going to be more gravitate towards? But I'm sorry. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah. So it's like that, and I'm a Christian. I'm a Christian fan.
We all are. Like, we were Christian Cage guys.
Yeah, and I'm like, to see that, and then he won, but then he took it back. I'm like, so we just don't want to push Lucha Dragon at all. We're just gonna keep letting him be this guy.
You called him Lucha Dragon.
I mean, Luchasaurus.
It's better than Brian. They used to call him Jurassic. He used to call him
Jurassic Park.
Jurassic Park.
Yeah,
Tarzan.
And I hate it. I don't know. I guess I was just that person. I just didn't like the main event because we see this 1, 2, and then come back. But it was like I felt like it fell flat. And it was like, was that supposed to be the finish? And I know MJF got some injuries. He's a little beat up, whether that storyline or not. He does. He looked like and I don't know if it's because, I don't know if it's because of their style. Do you feel like AEW, their wrestlers are hurt more?
Yes. Look at Daniel Bryan. They let them go out there, just tear the house down. Like, man, it's got to be limitations somewhere.
Right.
Yep.
And it was like
wrestle Okada in a few hours.
Like,
but here's my thing with
go ahead.
With the main event, for it to be this champion that you've been boasting for a year plus, you really didn't push his accolades. I guess in my mind, like when he fought Kenny Omega, it was like it's here and then it's over. He had
a better run then, if you ask me.
Yes. And here's the thing about the whole show overall. Did it miss out on some star power that AEW has been giving us? Or did it miss out on a star storyline because yeah, Samoa Joe won the belt. The reveal of finally the devil. But was that enough when AEW has given us great endings to look forward to? You know what I mean? I was like, okay. Like I didn't watch AEW tonight because I wasn't motivated to.
Dang,
The
wait
press
a minute. The
conference,
pay-per-view supposed to get you to tune into TV the next day.
right?
Mhm.
But like, remember how Brian says it was like when you tune in, if you don't give me the champion, I'm kind of like, eh. So I've been let down so many times. I'm like, I'm definitely not gonna go out my way to try to watch it. And I hate to say it, what is the press conference fell flat too. The pay-per-view
did.
kind of fell flat.
Dang,
So what am I
this is
tuning
starting
in
off the
for?
wrong foot.
What is the follow-up?
Yeah,
Because
the-
like Tony Storm, as good as she is as that character, you made your boss look like an idiot putting that hat and those glasses on him and holding his hand the
he
whole
didn't.
time.
Stop talking about my good
No,
friend Tony.
no.
You ain't see him?
He was having fun.
Would you
with-
see Triple H doing that?
Well, first of all, Triple H is
Definitely not.
come on now.
Would
he
you see
rides
Vince McMahon
motorcycle.
doing that?
You know,
Would you
cut it
see
out.
Adam Pearce or
Vince did some weird stuff
Nick
when he was
Aldis?
younger. You see that little award show he was dancing with Hogan. Hogan was fake playing the guitar.
Hey,
Yes,
Hogan's a real
that was
bass
for
player.
that moment. That was for that moment. That was that video. But I'm saying, and the thing with your press
And
conference, you
back.
trying to get more people to it. Yeah, it was like, yep, this is Oh yeah, I did see Deanna Purrazzo tonight. I was like, her career's over. Sorry.
That's
Ooh.
not. You guys keep hating on Ponderosa as
And I like I like
Slater
her.
calls her. Pete Slater
I
called
like
her
Deanna.
Ponderosa.
I like Deanna. I just think her career's over now. I think anybody
No.
that goes to AEW right now, their career takes a major dip.
I'm just so happy
Wow.
that she didn't show up tonight. And you know who she is.
We're gonna freaking talk about that because brother Hugh, your brothers is not feeling AEW World's End. And this is the first time, and we've been critical of AEW in the past. Don't get me wrong, but not
And
to
you know,
this
I love
degree.
their pay-per-views. I love the pay-per-views.
And that's the one thing that it was like, all right, at least TV's not probably going to be great, but you know they were going to put on a good show. That's the one thing they would do. They're going to put on a good show as far as the pay-per-views were concerned. Brother Hugh, what say you, good brother? You feel the same way as the rest of your guys in regard to AEW's World's End? You feeling it?
Well, first of all, I didn't
Uh-oh.
whole thing because I went to Sports Social and watched the Cowboys and that stupid game. But
Shoot. So you just made bad decisions all the way across the way. You was just done
Love them
like
Cowboys.
yeah, just right, bad decision, straight up. But it happened to see the Edge and Christian match. That fell flat. It was overbooked.
yeah. Oh my
But
gosh, bro. Like,
I do want to say one thing.
I hate Dylan.
I do want to say
Did
one
y'all
thing.
see
That
that?
is something that Christian would do. What do you say? What do you say?
I hate Dylan.
I can't. I'm trying. Wait, open up your WhatsApp, bro.
I hate it.
Oh,
Dylan,
geez.
you're not my friend anymore.
uh-oh. Dylan
Yo.
is this
How did he have time to do this?
Because he's that damn
well,
good.
Like, I don't
way
know.
Hugh does the same thing. Like, don't act like you guys are strangers to shenanigans. Where's my WhatsApp? I
like
can't
this.
find it.
It gets
Wait, there it
better.
is. Hold on. There it is.
I'm about to say, just go to your text. I'm about to send it in the group.
Wait, I think I got it.
You got it?
Yeah.
We got
Oh,
Wait, no,
man.
this is
Why is
We gotta
Dylan
get this
like
one
that?
here.
Just check the group chat, bro.
all right because this is like it's blown, man,
Oh
bro.
my
I can't
gosh.
get in.
I understand.
My fault.
Ladies
Wait,
and
brother.
gentlemen, what we're referring to, Dylan,
I'm
who's
gonna post it.
an avid supporter of the Wrestling Wrealm. He likes to make memes and gifs of things that happen on the show, and he just made one of me, and it's I gotta admit, it actually is pretty funny, but sometimes he catches us at the right moments, and
Dylan broke the show.
Bro, like, I
yeah,
can't,
he
I can't
did.
see it.
Yo, you see it?
But now you know
Yes.
he was going to use this. He was going to take this to
Yes.
the next level. I just want you
Oh,
to
yeah.
understand that this is
Oh,
going to
yeah.
happen.
Yes.
This is going to happen. I'm just letting you know that. Thanks,
Bro.
Dylan.
Dylan is fast, didn't he? Crazy
Yeah.
part.
Yes.
I didn't have time to do all that.
Quick.
That's the crazy part.
Wrestling at Wrestling Realm on Twitter. You'll see it.
Yes,
I just
thank you.
posted it.
Thank you. But go ahead, brother. You were saying. Thank you, Dylan. I appreciate it.
Oh, no, I was just saying that's the ending to the Christian match. That seemed like something that Christian would do. His character would do. So it
Sure.
kind of made sense for me, but it's still just too long to happen. It was still confusing. Like you said, like why not give what's his name? T-Rex, his chance, his spotlight.
Everybody's
And,
calling him a different name.
I call him Lucha Dragon.
Oh, dude. You call Lucha Dragon. Brandon used to call him the Jurassic Park. You'll call him T-Rex.
T-Rex. That was the worst of you.
But the main event, man. The best thing about that is that Samoa Joe won. He got the title.
Joe,
He deserves it.
We're going to get into that. I finally got my WhatsApp open. Okay, look at that. I pity the fool there is. Oh, if you're listening, I'm sorry. Just got to go watch it on youtube.com/The Wrestling Wrealm. No,
right.
I agree with you, brother Hugh. Can you guys tell me why I didn't like? Can anybody tell me? Let's see if you guys know your brother. Do you know the what's the main reason why I didn't like the Edge and Christian match?
Because the Edge's gear.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was going to say his gear.
I've been
Not the table being set on fire
Christian.
twice. It was his gear.
Right.
You got past the turtleneck from Christian, but you can't get past his Edge's gear.
Bro, he wore that same WWE gear in another one of them hardcore matches he did. Probably with Mick Foley.
WrestleMania 22.
Same spot with the table in the fire that freaking Nick
Yep.
Wayne overshot. Oh my goodness, and Christian kills me with that ascot. He does it on purpose. Wearing the turtleneck with the sleeveless turtleneck, it kills me. That's the main reason.
He's a patriarch. That's why.
He really is though. He calls himself the patriarch of it. That's the main reason why I didn't like it. And it wasn't even a bad match. I'm just being nitpicky, but that's the reason I was like, I'm not watching matches because I'm not about to watch these old guys in their street clothes fake had his match. Anyway, I'm not going to get into that. Brother Hugh made a very valid point about this show. The one thing, in our opinion, that I think, and let's see if we all agree on this, because this is one of the topics of the show. Samoa Joe winning the AEW World Championship. Samoa Joe has not won a world title since TNA, since NXT.
Oh wow, yeah.
Since his matchup with AJ Styles, where he had a lot of momentum, right? And this is something I was happy about, is because I thought Samoa Joe was done between the injuries. He first, for some reason, probably because you wrestling 300 days a year, he could never stay healthy in WWE. He was doing commentary. He was doing, even when he wasn't doing, before he got released, he was doing recruiting. Like he was part of, he was joining that ranks of Regal and Terry Taylor and Triple H and that part of the branch. And I was like, man, is he ever going to get back to wrestling full time? And it didn't look like it. And he's had an amazing run in AEW. And I don't know if it's you, Brian H. or Brother Brandon say, or I don't know. I could have sworn it was one of you brothers, but somebody said, well, no, or it might have been on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it. And they said, I'd rather work for one company rather than try to be the world champion of the B show or something to that degree.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if I agree with it because I'm a Samoa Joe guy. I didn't like Samoa Joe in TNA, but I loved him by the time he left TNA, went to Ring of Honor and then, NXT and so on and so forth. But the Samoa Joe era has begun. He is your new AEW champion. I need to ask you guys, was this the right call? Is Samoa Joe the guy to carry the mantle for AEW right now? Brother Brandon, go ahead. This is your TNA guy. TNA's coming back. Are you going to support TNA now? They changed the name again, or what's the deal?
Absolutely. I didn't stop supporting them.
Okay, I just wanted to double check.
Yeah.
But to Samoa Joe,
I'm actually going to support him more. I'm going to want to see it.
Me too.
Yeah.
I'm going to support him more. Is this the right call?
So I'm going to say no because I fear that he's going to be a transitional champion.
Wait. You said no? I have to hear this.
Because I think that AEW, when they do this, they make too many transitional champions, and then it makes it feel like you forget about their reign.
Who was the transitional champion?
Sheeta.
Who?
Moxley. Her or Sheeta. Remember with the women's title?
Oh, yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Moxley. You get what I'm saying? Look at the TNT title.
Enough.
He was a transitional champion for the TNT title. Yeah. And then it's like, it kind of, I don't want to say devalues it, but it makes you not want to, like, okay, yeah, he was champion. We're not going to remember this next year. Like, truth be told, do you remember any of Mox's reigns? Except for when he beat Kenny Omega. I mean, Kenny Omega beat him. That was like his biggest thing, remember? I'm
telling you, Pandemic AEW was some good stuff.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, I feel it's bad because it's going to, by the next pay-per-view or the next event, he's probably going to lose that belt.
You think so? To who? Who do you see him losing it to?
I mean, who is he like this week? Who does Tony Khan like?
I don't think
he's not giving it to Swerve. It's not going to go to Swerve.
Nah, Swerve got to work for. Swerve he's not a big enough name right now. Like to me, I thought he put on Samoa Joe because Samoa Joe is a brand name. Samoa Joe has had an amazing run as Ring of Honor. He's had a solid run, and I'm like, okay, well,
he had a solid run that didn't make a lot of noise. It was just he held the belt.
He didn't, but I don't know. See, I'm conflicted because he's a vet, but he is still a brand name. Like he's still Samoa Joe. He had the fake WrestleMania match with CM Punk that in Wembley. It didn't really have a whole lot of. But I don't want to take away from nothing that Samoa Joe has done. You know what I mean? Like it's not a.
And I was the person that said he should have beat AJ for the WWE title when he was doing all that stuff.
True.
He should have been WWE champion then.
And I wouldn't have minded him being a transitional champion as far as WWE is concerned. Yeah. Sometimes just to get your feet wet, just to say, this guy's a former world champion. Mm-hmm.
This Samoa Joe is a lot more in ring shape than he was in his last NXT run. His last NXT run, you could tell he was struggling.
Yeah,
and it was a thing where I don't know if it was his health or what. So thank God he's back to
because he got hurt.
He's almost back to ROH. Yeah, he's almost back to ROH. Samoa Joe, and remember that was the high flying, moving, shake. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I think it's good that you gave it to a vet, but I think it's only to be a transitional champion.
What do you think, brother Hugh? You think Samoa Joe being the new AEW champion is the right call? Do you think he's a transitional champion?
As much as I hate to say it, yes.
Mm-hmm. Really? You guys not buying Samoa? This is shocking, man. I didn't think you guys would not. I was excited to talk about Samoa Joe, but you guys not buying it. I want to hear what you have to say, brother Hugh.
No, Tony, back on Moxley.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, that's what they always do.
Go right back to Mr. Reliable. Honestly, I mean, the hottest person.
No, Mox about to get the other belt. Remember him and what you call about the fight for the other belt.
Oh yeah.
Mox don't have a belt right now.
We're gonna get that's the new global championship, correct? For New Japan Pro Wrestling. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But honestly, I would love for Samoa Joe to have a lengthy title run, but I just don't see it. I just don't see it for him.
Can he be a moneymaker?
It's just how AEW is. It's so flip floppy.
Okay.
I think he can.
All right,
that's the crazy part. I think he can. But
what Samoa Joe shirt do you remember?
No,
the one from Nirvana. His NXT debut shirt. To be honest with you,
that's
it looked like the Roots. Remember when Roots of Fight was hot? It was like those classic boxing looking advertising T-shirts.
Yeah, how is he gonna make money for them? Is he gonna sell extra tickets? And I'm not downgrading to Samoa Joe. What money is he really gonna make? Because Tony Khan don't really put the money maker aspect on people. But
as far as merchandise, nothing.
Brian H.
He got a new ugly belt. He got a new ugly belt coming.
No, okay. We'll talk about that in a second. See, we
got
there's always got to wait. Right. Look at that. Well, if the belt guy was the one designing the championships, maybe it wouldn't look so ugly.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about the world title. You slapped that new logo on it. I was like,
I like it though. I'm not against it. I'm like, oh, this is cool. It's nice and clean.
I like it.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, brother. Me too. What about you, Brian H? What do you think? Is Samoa Joe AEW champion the right call?
Oh, definitely. You was gonna take the title off MJF,
right?
And you can't. To me, you got to have it on somebody credible, right? I do think Swerve is up next. Maybe if not him, Curveball Eddie Kingston. If you're talking about people who haven't, if you're talking about people who haven't been an AEW World Champion yet,
okay.
He already has 39 belts.
Yeah, but I'm saying like if you're looking at people who haven't been champion, like somebody new, go a different direction.
Mm-hmm.
It would be nice if it could be Keith Lee, but he got to get healthy first.
Keith Lee's out the door.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully his wife wins the world title this Friday. That's what I'm rooting for. But the fact is that I just
why you didn't tell him, Dwayne, stop it? Why you just say, "Oh, stop it"?
I ain't want to crush his dreams, man. I like Keith Lee, but he's got to get himself together.
He do, but I'm saying like it's a long shot, obviously, right? But and I think there's a story there, obviously, with him and Swerve trying to be the first African American AEW champion, and Keith Lee, he said that. So maybe they don't
know what to do with Keith Lee, just like WWE didn't.
Right. And Steph brings up Powerhouse Hobbs of Ricky Starks. To me, Ricky Starks took a step back with this whole tag team shenanigans.
Right. And they had nothing else left for him after that whole run that he had.
And that was the thing, right? So what was it last year? He was
Yeah.
in the ring with MJF and it looked like he was.
Everybody kept saying
starting
he was
in
going to be
third corner.
he was going to be the Rock, and they were going to build around MJF and
But you
Ricky
know what
Starks.
happened?
I was like, yeah,
You know what happened?
what's that?
He went to San Antonio and got caught at
Well,
Royal Rumble.
Yeah, that's right. He
And
definitely was. First of all, who went and got security camera footage?
bro,
Somebody petty.
Somebody
CM
definitely
Punk,
petty.
they
CM
are.
Punk or Jack Barry.
He was
Jack
backstage and
Barry.
he fought his entourage. Like, you know you ever seen them boxing photos where people go to the ring and the entourage, and he was just back there cruising with Cody.
Bro, like I'm like, golly. So yeah, they was like, okay. Whoop. But yeah, that's the only way I see it. But I do see, like I said, Joe's gonna hold on to the title for a while, I think. But I do think the way if Swerve can continue catching momentum, it looks better for him to beat Joe than it does him beating MJF. You know, I will say this about Joe. The reason why I'll finish with this point. The reason why it was the best move, because to me, on paper, he looks credible across the board of wrestling, right? Before, I kept saying the AEW title was equivalent to the NXT World title.
It
you
was,
know?
yeah.
Now, I could, if you say a dream match, Seth Rollins versus Samoa Joe, I can buy that.
Yeah, no doubt.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns. Yeah. It's like going back in you know, Hogan in WCW versus, you know, Undertaker or Austin versus Goldberg. It's like that again.
Yeah.
You know, before we didn't get that feeling.
No, that's true. I have a question for you.
You didn't get that feeling with Mox?
I'll cut it out.
Mox don't count because he was already there, but even but I felt like just felt like with MJF, it was kind of like, okay, we got to build our young guy, and also felt like, again, jumping the shark, because if he didn't if he don't cut that promo, I don't think he's world champion. And he literally had them by the grapefruits.
Yeah,
but see, that's why I thought MJF was going to be that person for the young people too. And I'm saying young people that have never been champion to have that spotlight.
He was supposed to be their AJ Styles the same way AJ Styles was TNA.
There you go. And it was like that. You could always say, okay, now we want a nostalgia, give him the belt, and then lose it and keep going, because who's to say they won't say next year this time give Christian a belt?
No, yeah, I mean I don't know. Christian
18 months,
right? Christian about 50, but anyway, I don't. Question for you, Brian. Look, he can't let it go. Christian Cage for life. When you say credible, does that have to mean brand name? So we to what Brother Hugh was saying, when he's talking about Samoa Joe is an established player, right? So it's like a brand name. So even if he may not draw tickets, you at least know who he is.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like does that count as credible when you say someone is a credible champion, or do they not have to be a familiar face or brand name?
No, I think it counts credible, because I think, man, they don't have no needle movers anyway. That's
the issue.
Samoa Joe fault. It's marketing, and you know they need to hire Brother Hugh. But it's the way you market these people. It's no Adam. I know what y'all said. Adam Copeland wasn't what he went over there to do. But when you really think about it, if he would have made his comeback to AEW in 2020, it would have been a bigger deal than now. He went to WWE. He had some cool runs, right? But then slowly but surely he got watered down on his way out, to the point it was like, all right, enough edge. If he didn't have that, you know, it's just like if Rey Mysterio was to go over there now,
edge, man.
Yeah, like it was like, what else? You know, it was.
So you said if Adam went there first and then came back to WWE, or went there and stayed there, a Kurt Angle.
Because to me, the same way CM Punk did it. Like CM Punk's moment coming back to wrestling to me was, even though it was huge for WWE, to me that moment at AEW was like goosebumps. It's because nobody thought we would ever see him back, and the way they did it was perfect. It looked familiar. It was still fresh. I was like, you know, he was really skinny, which wasn't cool, but you know, it was like that moment was surreal versus him showing back up in WWE. It was cool. It was massive. No, but it wasn't. It was big for a different reason, because nobody ever thought he would be back in WWE versus you know, Adam Copeland was supposed to be Adam Copeland in AEW. Because remember, he said it in one of those interviews, like, no, I was supposed to go to AEW first, but I said, well, it would be wrong if I didn't give out WWE an opportunity to say, look, man, I'm healthy and I'm coming back. And either I'm going to go over here or I can come back with you guys, but I want to give you guys first crack at letting me beat me. And I was like, okay, that's why I wasn't surprised when he showed up in AEW, because he was supposed to go there first after his retirement. Daniel Bryan kind of made the same threat. Say, look, man, if you don't clear me, I'm gonna go get cleared somewhere else.
Yeah.
So,
But he had a better comeback his run, Daniel Bryan.
oh yeah, big time.
You know,
he picked it right where he left off. Edge was old,
and then evolved. Edge never, like he tried to. I ain't gonna say take it fully away from him. You know, I think with the Judgment Day, he maybe got caught up with AJ Styles getting hurt, and you know, kind of having to change, become a babyface sooner.
Sure,
you know, but it was also he was doing movie storytelling a lot of times, and it didn't. You know, the best stuff he did was with Seth Rollins, in my opinion. My daughter to this day still hates Seth Rollins.
You didn't like the stuff he did with Roman?
Not really. It was cool. It was adding a notch to my Trouble Chiefs belt.
Oh, see, there you go. Anyway, so this. Yeah, I'm sorry.
I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna try to watch that match again. It's cool to play it on the video game.
Match he had with, yeah, okay, that's fair. I mean, the match he had with Edge. First of all, he had the red pants on, so you know that's why it's my favorite. What was that SummerSlam?
No, that was Money in the Bank, and that's when Cena came back.
I don't know why I just it was.
I like SummerSlam with Cena, and that's when Brock came.
No, yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. Yeah, but that match with Edge is my favorite match, and I was disappointed they didn't come out with an action figure with that red gear. But that's a personal thing. But we're going to move on because we're still on AEW's World's End, and
other stuff to talk about.
We do. We mentioned Adam Cole. Here we are. This was the main event. This is what we were looking at, and AEW had this whole devil gimmick, and what made this storyline unique was because that was excuse me, a reveal that it was MJF originally. But yet this same devil character kind of popped back up, and it was kind of haunting MJF. MJF kind of quietly turned face a while ago, and now there's this mythical figure of this devil in AEW that was attacking MJF and people associated with him or anyone that tried to help him. And for weeks, for months at a time, we were trying to figure out what's going on, only for it to be revealed to be his tag partner, someone he took a liking to in Adam Cole, as well as some of his former stablemates. The AEW is known for like just recreating old groups and giving them new names.
Nobody can be by themselves for AEW.
No. So now they're known as, this is the Undisputed Kingdom, because it has the Kingdom with Matt Taven and oh geez, what's his name? It's terrible.
Mike Bennett.
Mike Bennett. Excuse me. I almost called him Mike Kanellis because it's WWE name. Mike Bennett. And I'm happy for those guys. It's because, you know, those guys have traveled everywhere. TNA, Ring of Honor, and they're like finally like getting back to the main stage.
And travel together.
Yeah, they've been together for a while. And they were the Kingdom in Ring of Honor. And that's why it made sense for them to be the Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions. I'm like, oh, okay, makes sense. Brother Brandon, do you have Ring of Honor Tag Team Championships, the new ones? Because you have the Ring of Honor Pure title, and it's all the same belts. I was curious to know if you had it or not.
Can you stay focused, sir?
Okay, sorry. Anyway, and then you have Roderick Strong, you know, formerly of Undisputed Era and the Undisputed Elites, you know,
and Diamond Mine.
And Diamond Mine, you know, they were all together at one point. And then you got Wardlow. Wardlow was the heater for MJF. You know, that's how we got introduced to Wardlow. And
the Pinnacle.
And he's part of the Pinnacle. So we got a mishmash of all these groups together.
Warlow's World. You don't forget Warlow's World.
No, we want to forget about that one.
No, you can't forget Warlow. That was Ponytail Warlow. Remember?
Warlow's I like World. Ponytail. I think he's trying to grow it back out, which I think is good for him. Like, grow the ponytail back out.
That's what you always said.
I'm telling you, man.
Can I say something? When he took his mask off, I said, "Who is that?" I had to look close.
I said Ethan Page really beefed up. I said, "Oh, that's Warlow." Never mind.
I was like, "Who is that?" I was like, "That's Warlow." Because his hair looked weird. I was like, he ain't look like Warlow.
But Brother Hugh, was this the payoff? Did you expect it to be Adam Cole? Were you surprised? I'll say I was surprised about the other guys, but I really wasn't surprised by Adam Cole because these guys were teasing for a long time, like who was going to turn on who, you know. And of course, you know, Roderick Strong was like, man, look, don't trust this dude. It's MJF for goodness sake. But they kind of grew on each other. And I thought they had a good thing. I thought they were hilarious together. I enjoyed Adam Cole and MJF's time together. I thought they did some really good stuff. They had great chemistry, very good comedic timing. But did you see this coming? Was this a good enough payoff for you, Brother Hugh?
I mean, it was kind of the obvious choice, honestly.
Okay. Why was it the obvious choice?
To be honest, because I mean, you just or their little union or whatnot. Everybody thought MJF was going to be the one to turn because that's the type of character.
Yeah. That's what they sold us to. They kept making us look at him like, oh, he's going to turn, and he would do stuff and be like, no, he's not going to do it. He's going to do it. No, he's not going to do it.
Right. And I mean, to be honest, who else is there?
Yeah,
Wardlow.
So
they don't know how to book him. They continuously show you that they don't know how to book Wardlow. So you knew that wasn't going to happen.
Can you imagine Wardlow versus Braun Breaker in NXT right now?
Oh my God! Oh my
God. Big men, sweaty men, smacking meat.
Big meat. Was it
meaty men?
Big
meaty men and slapping meat.
Oh, shout out to Big E.
No, it'd be Wardlow versus Baron Corbin. You know that.
Obi Femi.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
He won NXT's version. What is NXT's top prospect tournament called? The NXT Breakout Star.
The Breakout Star.
Somebody said there's no way in the world he's 22. He looks like my uncle. He's not 22 years old. Let me see a birth certificate.
That man got a 401k. He ain't 22.
Let me see a birth certificate, sir. You remember the boogie? Y'all remember years ago when the boogeyman lied on Tough Enough about his age? Yeah. he was 40. He said nobody over 40. He's like, no, I'm 37. So I'm sorry, brother. You just threw me off. But you said something like, who else would it be though? What about you, Brian? Was the payoff good enough for you? Is Adam Cole the right guy to do this?
Yeah, because I need to see him on TV, and if Adam Cole if you're not gonna make him the number one face or position him to be the number one face,
he's an AEW top guy.
Yeah, make him the number one heel, man. And he plays it very well, which is crazy because if anybody, well, we've all met him. One of the nicest people you can meet. Like, seen him at Wally Mania.
He's one of the nicest guys.
And he never changed, never act like, unlike some people, he's like, hey man, what's going on? We sat there and talked backstage for a minute, and I'm like, yo, to see him be like such a dastardly heel, I'm like, okay, cool.
That's Batman term, dastardly.
Yeah, and and I got WWE superstars on from like leading in the Royal Rumble '93, right? And Ric Flair just came on my TV. And I remember I forgot, we should remember this person's name, but around 2012, they put together this documentary on Adam Cole. And he talked about his indie run being like Flair, going in there, making people almost coming close to beating them, but raising their stock. So it's like he always got the psychology.
Getting back to the territory,
and that's why I remember when his debut, man. I remember I was on my way to my hang out with my cousin Addis, his lady's birthday party, and I remember watching. I was like, oh shoot, Adam Cole is finally in WWE, and we kicked Drew McIntyre. It was amazing, nice, good day for NXT.
Yeah, Drew went out after that, right? Didn't he get injured? He got injured in that match.
Yeah, because I think it was, obviously it was just like, okay, we just gonna reward you with the title just because, But man, I look at Cole, man, and I'm like, it was the best. It was the right move. You got him in a prominent story. I don't know where else you would have went with it. It's better for him to turn on MJF. He can make MJF into the baby face. Like he can make it believable.
Sympathy. Yeah, that's one of the things that that he's one of the one guys that I don't have any problem with him being in AEW. He's obviously he understands that's where his bread is buttered because that's where the opportunity is. He's one of the top guys. Like you say, who's the top 5 main guys in AEW right now? He's on that conversation. And the only thing about him I'm concerned about, and I want to get your 2 cents on this, King, is he's still hurt. Like he's in the boot. And I'm like, man, that's why I was like, he's not the guy because he's clearly got a boot on. He's been crutches, but I figured maybe might have been fake. But then when I saw he still had the boot on, I was like, he's still hurt. Like, what's the payoff going to be now? Like, he's got to go through all those other guys. Like MJF's probably going to be off TV for a while. Maybe that's what I'm guessing. But it's like, now what do you do? Samoa Joe's the champion.
That's the story,
right now.
Oh, he sits there and dictate the guys. It's that simple, like kind of like Roman in the elimination. I mean, in the War Games.
Right, but guess what? Christian is doing that too, though, man. This is just annoying.
That's the problem. That's what they do.
Hold on, this is bad. You come back and finish the story. Like, come on, bro.
Willingham had to go. He had to go to work, and he had to come back and finish in the chat. You know,
Yeah, but this is ridiculous though, man. It's like this is now you're rehashing storylines and putting a fresh painted coat on it.
no, bro, they ain't even rehashing storylines. They because rehashing is letting it die first.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And then bringing it back up. They just
They
copy and paste
duplicating
it.
recipes.
But this is the problem that we have. Like, you want to like AEW, like, bro, I think that's really cool. But then it's like, well, now what do you do with it though? And it's like it feels like you're gonna. I don't know. I don't want to be negative about it, but it's just
I'm happy it's another wrestling promotion around.
I'm happy too because I get to see like they have these
Yep.
moments, they have these spots, and hopefully we can get a new Rodder Strong action figure from AEW Jazzwares. Let's make that happen.
Dude, that was
Bro, you knew it's like I got a pitch. Brother Brandon, is this the right move? Adam Cole turns on MJF before he has a chance to turn on him. Adam Cole, the kingdom, the undisputed kingdom.
Nope, because if you notice, I was hoping it was going to be, and maybe he's not healthy. I hope he gets healthy. I thought it was going to be like Kyle O'Reilly coming back to align itself with Roderick Strong, so that way Adam Cole and MJF can still be that tag team, and the payoff will be Adam Cole turns on him, and that's how we get the undisputed kingdom that way. Because Kyle O'Reilly could still have two sets of tag team. Yeah, I mean, because think about it. You got the ROH tag teams. You could give them the AEW tag team strap. Give Warlow one of the other 7 individual titles.
They got new titles.
Yeah, and then just that could be the payoff that Adam Cole is healthy. He's going to help take down this faction. And then guess what? In the match, he turns on him, and then he's the leader of this faction. There you go. But if it was... It was a letdown because we as wrestling fans are waiting for the payoff, and now MJF apparently, I didn't fact check it, was taken off of the active roster page, and now they delved into this that he wore 2024. And does he? My thing is that man probably got all the money thrown at him because Tony Khan realized, let me lock him down. I'm
gonna tell you what. I'm gonna tell you what. Hold that statement just for 1 second. We're gonna let that one breathe for a second. I'm gonna tell you why I don't agree with that for a very specific reason. Now, please continue your thought, because this is, trust me, you're the debate man. You like to go back and forth. And trust me, I want you to tell me what you think about what I'm going to say in regard to that statement you just made. Go ahead.
Because he's all these guys we can talk about going back to WWE because they know what's over there. MJF knows what's there for him. A guaranteed something. He's not guaranteed to go there and be the figurehead or the face of any of the 3 brands if he jumps to WWE right now. The thing is,
cares about that.
But wait a minute, I must make this point. Somebody like an Andrade has stake in WWE because his wife is there.
Sure.
Somebody like Aleister Black, his wife is there. Buddy Murphy, his
first of all, that's my wife. First of all, that's my wife.
So all these people, they have stake there. They know where they can go back. They know what they can do. MJF, does he gain or lose from going to WWE and being on Raw, SmackDown, or NXT? Or does he stay in AEW where he can kind of be MJF? Not to say he went to WWE, but I'm just saying.
You ready for the rebuttal?
Mm-hmm.
Here's what I found out about MJF. You ready, brother? Here, watch how I do this. Because you deal with Brandon on a regular basis. You're his producer. MJF is a super wrestling fan. MJF wants to be the best in the world. He wants to perform on the biggest stage in front of the biggest audience, in front of the biggest fans. And he feels like that's where he belongs. He knows that's where WWE. He'll tell you, I have no beef with AEW. I love AEW. But if you don't think the MJF is not treating AEW like the minor leagues, you're out your mind. I'm gonna tell you why. Because I found out MJF is really a nice guy. Second of all, did you see how respectful he was when he was talking to John Cena at the Iron Claw premiere? Like
he planting the seeds.
I'm telling you, because and you think he didn't sit there and you think MJF, first of all, you know John Cena knew who the heck he was, and he went up there, he probably introduced himself, and he said, I know who you are, kid. Trust me, you're doing. And you think that people haven't had conversations about, you think him and Cody are tight. Come on now. He said it, like Cody Rhodes is one of my best friends. Like you think he doesn't listen? You think MJF is not willing to bet himself? Like, look, I don't need to be the man over here. I need to be on a big. Give me that stage. Give me that microphone. Give me that opportunity. I promise you, I'll hit it out the park.
But you think it's happening in 2024 or later?
That's the thing that I don't know, is because he's being real coy about it.
That's why I think it's going to be later.
And
This
we
is
don't
gonna be
know.
the storyline in 24.
Sure, and that's possible, because, like I said, he's only going to become a bigger star. But we don't know what his bottom line is. His bottom line may say, well, let me make as much money as possible and then go get over later. Or he may say, no, screw that. Triple H did it. I'll turn down guaranteed monies and work at 180 dates in WCW to go to WWF and work 300 dates, 300 dates a year for less money, because I have the chance to get better and become bigger. And Triple H made the right decision, don't you think?
Or
And Eric
AEW, give me this time off because I want to go do these TVs and movies and things like that I'm betting on myself. My agent has found this. You give that to me or I leave.
First of all, AEW lets those guys do that stuff anyway. They treat them guys like legitimate, like what they really are, was supposed to be independent contractors, even though they're on the contract. But my question is, why do you take him off the roster if that's the case? First of all, and I'm gonna tell you, I don't think AEW is that creative enough to pull something off like that. Say, okay, hey, we'll get everybody buzzing. Because think about it, there's no real moment to look forward to make you say, oh, MJF. It's like the buzz will be if it, and we'll talk about Mercedes Moné for a second. That's a bunch of poppycock. It's because they're telling you all, they're fake leaking all these stories out. Is because they don't want you to catch on. They want you to be surprised, because they know it's a guaranteed moment coming up. Every year is one guaranteed moment. You know the Rumble's coming up. You know it's gonna be the Rumble. You know there's Money in the Bank. Like those are guaranteed moments. And then you have like the shows, the Summer Slams and the big shows where somebody may come back from injury or somebody got released. Like AEW has no history of that. So why would you sit there and say, we're going to take MJF off the roster to build up this buzz for this moment? Moment where? If he just comes back, he just comes back. Big deal.
Right, because all in and all out ain't that big of a, this is what it's.
There's nothing gimmicky about it. It's just like, oh, this is our biggest show. Okay, great. So what? Versus we're having a royal festival. That's our version of the Royal Rumble. It's a battle royal. You know what I mean?
They have so many of them.
And there's no
brass ring, diamond ring.
I can't. They have no tradition.
You name it, they do it.
Something that we can look forward to every week to say, oh, this is the pay-per-view where this is going to happen, right? Oh, this is the pay-per-view where somebody's going to come out. Oh, this is the pay-per-view where, you know what I mean? So it's like, well, why would they take him off? Is MJF under contract to AEW?
Nope.
Brother Hugh, yes or no? No. Brother Brandon, is MJF under contract to AEW?
I think he is.
I don't think
I honestly think he is. You don't think he is?
I think that man. What if he shows up at the Royal Rumble?
I mean, then
I know it's early. It's not a Royal Rumble show.
Stranger things happen. But if he was like Cody, remember Cody was very vocal about, I'm working without a contract.
It's not the first time it hadn't happened.
Right. Because remember, Mox said, I could have left and went to Survivor Series and showed up. Remember, Mox said that publicly.
SummerSlam, Nashville.
SummerSlam. Yeah, remember, he was very vocal about that. He said, I could have left and went to, I wasn't on a contract.
Right. No 90-day non-compete clause or nothing, because the contract wasn't broken. It was just fulfilled. I don't know. We'll
good point about Cena.
You've ever, Brandon, have you seen the photo?
Yeah.
Have you seen the photo?
I've seen him.
He looks like, sir, like he's on some like, sir, it's a pleasure and honor to meet you. And I was like, see, there you go. And you can see it. You can tell Cena. Everybody, we've watched Cena for a long time. Everybody knows Cena's like, you know how people have like a resting bitch face. Cena has a flattered face. You can tell when somebody says something nice to him. You can tell. He has that like that look on his face. Like, yeah, he can tell somebody said something really. He was really touched by what somebody just said. And you have jerk MJF showing his true colors, him really being a nice guy. And he's probably had a nice.
Not to mention him, Liv Morgan.
Yeah, but like he's got too many people on the inside that's probably saying, bro, you're gonna love it over here. And I think he's so
it don't matter what they are. Come on over, we got you.
I think he's that confident. He's like, no, I want to be the best in the world. I'm not gonna be the best in the world getting a ton of money at the second place. I think he's just that type of talent, because he has not said it, but he has alluded to things that gives me that impression. Like he probably does care about the money, but he's probably not worried about it. It's because he wants to be on the biggest stage. And I trust a Triple H more than I would trust a freaking Vince McMahon with a type of talent like MJF. So I think he's not afraid. You think, first of all, we were kids and we had no idea that Ric Flair was in WCW telling Sting, oh yeah, you need to leave here, go to Vince. Under contract, getting paid. No, dude, what are you doing here? You got to get out of here. You got to go work for Vince. Sting
Look what he
said
did
in
with
TNA,
Warrior. Imagine what he could do with you.
like that Sting made it very clear. Yeah, Flair used to tell me that. Why they probably had a show that was being written that night for them to go perform. You know, I feel like MJF is that type of talent. But listen, only time will tell. We're just about wrapping up with AEW Worlds and the 0
I
hour.
was just about to say, why are we still talking about AEW?
Well, because we don't get a chance to do this that much, man. It was just, this is one of those.
Man, you know what the people want to hear. You know what
It
they
was
want to hear.
it was one of those things. But last question about AEW: are we canceling Chris Jericho?
Man, nobody gets canceled unless unless you.
Okay, all right. Well, there's that.
Yeah.
It's very crazy. Crazy, but his brother didn't even say nothing. He's on the record. He just shook his head. So if nobody
PC.
ever listens,
And I said it, and I've been saying it because I said it. AEW has killed his career, and my thing is we've canceled. Not we. The world has canceled people on lesser things, and I think he's only holding on because of who he is.
I think his behavior might have killed his career.
Yeah, but I'm saying AEW has killed.
Brian H heard some stories from 10 years ago. Like I said, certain stuff ain't adding up, man. That stuff on the
And
record.
that's why I said he should have.
Yeah, you're right. Because he should have rolled over to the sunset because his name would have been brought up. But people are starting to turn on him because they seen him too much. I'll say this right now. on behalf of the Wrestling Realm, we do not condone any type of misconduct in the workplace towards any gender, race, creed, and or sexuality. There's that. He just put it out there. So,
and I get an allegation as an allegation, but people have gotten allegation against them and they've disappeared.
Yeah. Speaking of,
we don't. You know what I mean? Like, because it's a thought, and the thing is, like, people say stuff for a very specific reason, and that crowd showed they didn't want them. So, Tony, you might want to listen to your crowd and say, "Hey, this need to blow over first, or we need to figure out what's happening here." You know, and
yeah, that didn't look like that was going over too well.
No, not. They cheered for they literally cheered for anybody but him every time he got in the ring. It was like, no.
I'm gonna tell you how much of a gangster Ricky Starks is. When I saw that photo, I said I need to see the footage. He got in the ring, gave him the finger, and it like tagged out like, nope, I'm not locking up with you.
Oh wow,
that's his black side. You know that's his black side. That's that I don't give a F type, bro. It don't matter. I saw the photo and I was like, somebody's like, oh yeah, this is the best part. Ricky Starks refusing to lock up with Chris Jericho, and all you see is an image of him giving him the finger. I'm like, so let me get it straight.
He
gave him the finger. He gave him the finger, and he just got out of the ring and said, nah. And I felt this is the one time I felt bad for Chris Jericho because he looked so confused. Like, dude, what are you doing? Like, come on, man. Like he had that look of his
like they probably had spots flat and everything.
Like, not now, man. Like, you know what I mean? Because they probably didn't address it. Tony Khan said, look, man, none of these claims are valid. None of them are sourced. You know, he's very political response to it all. Which I don't know, maybe is true or not. I don't know. But he said it like this is not this is unsourced information.
Yeah, he said something in the press conference.
You literally saw it because I was like, wait a minute, please let me find footage of this. They say you got in the ring, you were supposed to lock up next spot. You stopped, gave him the finger, and then refused and got out of the ring. Refused to lock up with him.
Yeah.
I was like, okay. Anyways, AEW, there we go. People can never say we never talk about AEW. But let's get into our next segment. Every week we do a segment called Good for Business, Bad for Business. We take a particular topic and we discuss is this good for business or is it bad for business, whether it be AEW business, WWE business, or just professional wrestling business as a whole. And this week, there's a lot of buzz going on. We talked about a few things. New Japan is under new maybe not new leadership, but new senior directors at the top. You have a new president in Hiroshi Tanahashi, the new I guess I forgot what it was, director of something, and the president of New Japan Pro Wrestling, and probably in due to, from what I'm hearing, is Kazuchika Okada didn't get along with the president they had, and I don't think he saw the value in Okada. It sounds like Jim Herd and Ric Flair all over again, but Kazuchika Okada becoming a free agent, gentlemen. Good for business, bad for business. Now we know the race will be on. First of all, Kazuchika. First of all, that's a very look at that graphic. That's why I'm not doing them anymore, brother. He saw you. I'm telling you, I'm not. Like I'll put the ideas in there. And he just does something like this. Is exactly why I'm not doing them. Kazuchika Okada, one of the greatest wrestlers of the world. He thinks he's the best wrestler in the world. He said, "I'm not saying I'm the best, but I'm saying there's nobody better." How gangster is that? How do you say? I'm not saying I'm the best
Yeah,
wrestler in the
that's
world, but
pretty
I'm saying there's nobody better than me. That's when you got to stop thinking and say, wait a minute, what did he just say? Nah, that's tough. But one of the biggest he has a date in TNA. He has relationships in TNA. Is what I'm trying to say. He has relationships in WWE and NXT because when they came to town and he was doing a show with Ring of Honor, I believe, I don't know if it was that Madison Square Garden show, but they were part of that expansion. He visited NXT. He visited in New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Did you find the image or what? Oh,
no, I found it. I just thought you had dropped out.
No. And of course, New Japan, he is their franchise player. They passed the torch to him years ago, maybe probably 4 or 5 years ago, around the same time, 5 or 6 years ago, when they were like he's up next. I told you, him and Seth Rollins were coming up together that 14-15 run, and that's when he turned that corner. But now he's a free agent, and usually this is something we probably wouldn't have that much of a conversation in regard to, is because he was always a New Japan guy. We knew Shinsuke wanted to be the best Japanese wrestler in the world, so he went to the biggest company, and that's the only person that everybody knows about.
Mm-hmm.
So and he was behind Tanahashi. It was Tanahashi, John Cena, Shinsuke was Randy Orton, and Okada was the Seth Rollins. Like that was your kind of your past, present, future type thing, or your kind of your present guys, your top guys. But then Shinsuke kind of jumped over everybody because of the mainstream exposure he had in WWE. And that's we talking about without a world championship run. But now we have an opportunity for Okada to be stateside. Will Ospreay recently has made the jump to AEW. He's stateside now. Jay White, once again, has left New Japan Pro Wrestling. He is now stateside. Will Okada do the same thing? And is this good for business or bad for business? Brian H. Is this good for business that Kazuchika Okada has decided to enter into free agency instead of re-signing where he was already at New Japan Pro Wrestling?
Bro, this is great for business. This guy is somebody who has that it factor, that crossover appeal. And as much as I love Shinsuke Nakamura, Okada is a guy who I'm seeing that if Japanese Twitter was loud enough, they would be pointing out the fact that they don't have a WWE champion in the record books. Okada would be that guy. And I mean, and with all due respect, look at him. The guy looks like $1 million. He's going to be a head turner for the ladies, of all races. Come on,
extremely
now.
athletic in the ring.
Yeah, I mean, just
freak athlete, yeah.
Him in so many dream matches. Randy Orton, Bloodline. So much you could do with him. Seth Rollins, come on,
yeah.
Like, bro, come on, give it to me. If I want Okada in WWE, I want to hear
right. He definitely did.
Coin drop.
Yeah,
I want to hear the
coin drop. Yes, sir.
At Royal Rumble, bro.
So you think? Do you think he has a chance to show up at Royal Rumble?
Yeah, I think so.
Triple H got he got something up his sleeve, man.
Bro, I'm gonna be in the building too. I might lose it.
But see, Brian, you be flipping and flopping. You be at work and stuff. So you be like coming from one area and trying to get back to the main scene. And be like, so I'm like, dang, he's like, run, Brian H, run. He got to get back to the inside of the arena. He'd be backstage working, and he'd be like, oh crap, I got to get out there with the people.
Bro,
struggle, man.
Thankfully we haven't done any. I ain't gonna say, well, you know what it is. We haven't done nothing since Extreme Rules. Because even like last year, SummerSlam in Nashville, Kerm was doing that one, and he missed most of the show, just like I missed most of Extreme Rules. But we've been doing our stuff beforehand and go to the show and do stuff afterwards. But man, being in there with Okada, like, first of all, like, that's what I hope y'all brothers can make it to the Rumble. Cause man, that countdown is nothing like it.
Where's the Rumble at again?
Tampa.
Oh yeah,
St. Like Petersburg. Yeah.
No, I like
yeah.
Huh? I need another home in Florida.
Huh?
Man, I don't know. There might be the one. I don't know.
Yeah, and like I said, that coin, man, just it's just certain things, you know what I mean? And that's the best part about WWE, because most of the time they get their names, So it's like when people leave WWE, they kind of get stripped of their identity a little bit. No, their identity to the casual wrestling fans. I said, you didn't have that happen in the 90s, because when Vader came over, thanks to Jim Cornette, he was still Vader.
There you go. Die hard. Yeah. You had a guy give me a history lesson.
Yeah, they was gonna try to name him the Mastodon, and he was like, "Why don't you just call him Vader? He's been Vader for the world, you know."
Right. Because it's funny because my brother kept saying Big Van Vader. I'm like, what? They're not calling him Big Van Vader. They just called him Vader.
Yeah.
No, it's Big Van Vader.
Oh,
like,
so
right,
you missed the 90s.
Yeah, I didn't. I was my
Okay.
first like I knew of Vader in WCW, but I didn't really pay him any mind. Like I wasn't putting two and two together when he showed up in WWE and WWF. I was like, my cousin like, that's Big Van Vader, and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, all right, I remember Vader, but
and see, man, as a child, I just knew Harley Race as Vader's his manager.
Yeah.
I didn't realize like, oh, this is like one of the greatest NWA champions.
Yeah, he was top dog. Yeah.
Yeah. Oof. But yeah, man, Okada, bring him. Come on now. Come on, Okada. Please. You and Sasha, come on, we'll leave the lights on for you.
Listen, they're gonna deplete New Japan Pro Wrestling. Brother Brandon, talk to you people. Good for business, bad for business. Kazuchika Okada becoming a free agent in 2024. Where would you like to see him land?
WWE.
Okay. Now Brian H gave us why he wanted to see him in WWE. Why would you like to see him in besides obvious reasons? I mean, we all like to see him in WWE, but why do you think that WWE will be a good fit? Good for business, bad for business. Good for business?
Good for business because if he goes to AEW, he's not next year this time we're not going to be talking about him.
Jay White.
Yeah, Jay White, the perfect example.
Killing me, man. He should have stayed in New Japan.
If he goes to TNA, the only problem I see with TNA, I don't know if it's a big enough stage
too big
for
for
him.
TNA, man. Yeah,
yeah, that's what I said. Even with the rebranding of everything, he needs a bigger stage. Like he is that person that could do what AJ Styles did at the Rumble.
That's
the
downgrade,
coin drop
from New Japan to TNA. No offense, as far as just the companies in Intel.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. No, I'm saying he needs that AJ
I agree
Styles
with you.
Rumble thing where
Sure.
straight to the main roster, and then you can say, well, where's he going to go? You can toy with it all the way to Royal Rumble, or you can toy with it that he's a free agent and have him float. I mean, imagine Okada showing up on the NXT just to shake somebody's hand, and then you're like, oh my God, why do we care about this guy? So now you got the development brand / third brand, but then he shows up on SmackDown, he shows up on Raw, and they all bidding to try to get him to sign with him, and then Elimination Chamber, he's in that match, and then that's where he decides where he's going to go afterwards. I don't know.
Okada in Elimination Chamber, man.
Right, what better way to get the potential dream matches and build for his opponent on WrestleMania?
We get to see that dropkick stateside.
Yeah, I just want to hit a coin drop, and I know that's crazy because I'm all about entrances, but I think if he doesn't do this now with WWE, we can kind of say he's not going to have a chance. Because as hot as it is with that global expansion, this could be the chance to have enough people on the roster that when they go to Japan,
that's younger too, though.
Yeah, think about it. Now you got EO, you got Kyrie, Asuka, you got the women on lock. I mean, not to mention,
come on now, you got some gangsters as far as the women are concerned. You got some of the
you got Stardom's best on that roster right now, and imagine going over there with. And we forget, you can still take a Finn Balor, a Shinsuke, over to Japan and say, hey, look who we got. Yeah, you still got these names that were names in Japan that people will want to see. And they can literally do a pay-per-view over there. Like, why not have a pay-per-view? And
Beast of the East like they tried to with the NXT guys.
So I think it's gonna be good, but this will be the open door for Dag, I should have went to WWE because, granted, I know Jay White and Will Ospreay signed for a certain reason, but we forgot who's the current television champion right now.
You talking about Ring of Honor's television champion?
No, Zack Sabre Jr.
What? Well, wait,
which one?
What do you mean? What television?
He's
champion?
He's the New Japan television champion.
They have a television championship.
Oh, it's ugly square orange belt. Or did he drop it?
Shoot, that joint is atrocious. That's a TV title.
He got a spreadsheet for all the champions.
Bro, that joint is ugly, bro. Yeah, because
New
Japan strong one.
Yeah, but think about it. He's still in that conversation of people that haven't made it to the others.
Right, because he's wrestling in the rising sun. Nobody like this. I don't want to discredit Japanese wrestling stateside, but it's very niche.
But think about it, you get Okada, that could be, oh shoot, here come the Gorilla Destiny, here come whoever else you need for the fact of your global expansion that you want to get after.
Yeah, because Tama Tonga stayed in New Japan, and to me, it's not. He's a higher profile, but to me, his look has changed so much. I'm just like, dude, I don't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I like this looking the 16, 17.
Yes.
Yeah, he
like
don't
he
look
had
the
a
same
menacing
now.
look, bro. He had the long
When he cut that
Pacific
facial hair,
Islander
like,
hair.
bruh.
Yeah, bro. He took the paint off, and even when he changed his look with him and his brother, when Tonga Loa and they changed their look up where they had like the black and white camo paint, see the face paint, and I get why they don't want to do the face paint and stuff because you lose. But then, man, he cut his hair, and he looks too cool, and he got these like roach looking Power Ranger Dominic Mysterio full get up outfit. I don't know. They were one of my favorite tag teams, but then to me they lost their personality after that. And I was like, bro, I don't. Yeah, and then and then they got their other they got the baby. You have to forget with the youngest brother that he's like 6, he's like 7 foot something. And he was he was over there for a little bit, but yeah, I don't know. That's a tough question, but yeah, good for business, bad for business. I think we all agree that it's good for business that someone as big a superstar, bigger global superstar as Okada is good for business. You agree, brother? He's good for business.
I mean, it's no other way to go with it. To be honest,
sure.
Like you said, he's bigger than TNA. AEW, they're gonna misuse him.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just so many like dream matches that you would want to see with him in the WWE. I mean, the major one I want to see is Nakamura, not him and Nakamura. I would love to see how Triple H tells this.
Yeah, especially with what he's doing with Shinsuke now.
That story.
Yeah, especially what he's doing with Shinsuke. Because and I'm gonna tell you how good Triple H is, and I'm telling you, man, I get it, man. It's credit when you can get somebody to be a heel to the point where they're losing and it doesn't hurt them. Like Shinsuke has been losing matches, but it hasn't hurt him. Like it doesn't change. Like that's the level you want to get to as a character. So now you can go out there and be yourself and not feel like, why?
You know who's that in 22? Seth Rollins.
Seth Rollins was that way, yeah.
In 22, you know, we lost what?
Kevin Owens was like that for pandemic years.
Pandemic, yeah, because him and Roman had that feud, but he could never get over that hump. And now they're trying to do it with Karrion Kross. Like Karrion Kross lost all the matches he was in, but now they're like making it make sense. Like, no, I may have lost his matches, but I had a bigger agenda. Like they showed that promo before, but then they redid it, and now you got like the Authors of Pain coming back, and I was like, oh boy,
oh man, SmackDown gonna be lit Friday.
I'm telling you, something's finna go down this Rumble, man. If not, did they
come back?
How about they announced your boy? They announced why they announced the Roman show? Like he don't wrestle. They when last time he had a TV match? He doesn't.
He don't. But guess what? He showed up.
I think it was a Thunderdome against Bryan. Was that his last TV match?
We just
the Thunderdome with Bryan.
I could have sworn Riddle.
No, it was definitely Riddle.
No, John Cena.
On TV?
When him and Sami Zayn teamed against Cena and Kevin Owens.
Yeah,
that's because that started the streak of I don't watch Roman matches with my kids.
Was that New Year's, the last match of the year or something?
Yeah, it was the New Year's. It was December 3rd when Charlotte.
So when was his last single? When was his last singles match then?
Riddle that summer, I think.
Dang.
I forgot all about Riddle. All I remember is Daniel Bryan. I was like, I couldn't remember another singles match that he did. Because remember the one with Cody when he was going to fight Cody and Brock did that stuff and he just got out the ring. He was like, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and leave now. Problem, bro. Yeah, you got that.
Yeah, definitely just
Yo, but you know what? I know we're gonna transition, but tomorrow night is a big announcement on Peacock.
From who? Wait a minute.
Triple H, like 8:00. It's a big announcement.
From the game. He gonna say something about TNA.
Those announcements, his announcements be phony too. He like, we're switching. It's probably a TV deal.
A lot of people think it's gonna be a TV deal.
Rumors but it's on Peacock though. So it's
rumors saying maybe acquisition of like TNA's TV, like premium live events or something.
Like they Endeavor, who owns WWE and TKO Sports, they started at TNA Plus.
Yeah, so that's
what. But do you think it might be some with the MLW? Because remember the lawsuits, they paid them off. They settled because their lawyer retired. Remember the lawyer retired. And they just paid off the MLW stuff.
Forget MLW, bro.
Them contracts got my guy locked in. Especially when I found out from you guys see that quote from Lance when they were talking about the tribal court, and they was like, man, they said they wanted a bunch of us, me, Jacob, My dad, everybody, but they because everybody's contracts and how locked in there, they couldn't do it.
Yeah,
I was pissed. You know how cool would that have been?
That's why they got out.
Yeah. So not too long after that, everybody's like, nah, man, these contracts are too restrictive. You're not paying us that much money to be locking us in like that.
Because look, they messed out on a pretty penny. That would have been a nice pay for that segment.
Especially, and first of all, and that would have been history. Like, be a part of that segment. That imagine everybody was like, who the heck are the rest of these guys? And I know for a fact.
There's more of them. Look, there's more.
That's what I'm trying to say. And I'll be honest with you, they keep cranking out more of them. Rikishi just come with a whole it's like 6 of them at a time. You're like, where did they come from?
I was watching Zila, the young boy. I was watching his YouTube.
Umaga son.
Yeah, and you see how when he was at a show, how much they love each other. You know, it's like they not one of the families like, oh yeah, that's my cousin over there. And like, nah, bro.
Nah, it's like you would say they was all came up from the same mama.
Yeah,
when they get around each other, that's just their culture though. Because they treated us that way. Like Rikishi treated us that way when we first met him.
Exactly.
Like y'all people, okay, he's my nephews. He was like, dang,
that's why I said Lance never changed. Like when we was back in the day, we was talking about, when we would play 2K together, and he would say, yeah, I'm about to get on the game with the twins tonight. Talking about the Usos. They still be on the game. Ain't nothing changed, but yeah.
Zillow the one that took the picture with Tony Khan?
He probably did.
Did he? I don't know. I know I think he won. I think he's rushing.
They all gonna be in Philly.
Yeah, they definitely.
And they're gonna all be surrounding the ring at the main event.
I think that Zilla's kind of rushing the process. He left reality wrestling early, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess he wanted to go spread his wings a little bit more instead of trying to, but that's
where the Usos got started.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like they all got
one thing.
Yeah,
with Athena.
Yeah, Umaga took them down there. It was like, yo, this is it. Like, y'all gotta go. Like, this is the chance. And but speaking of Samoan Wrestling Dynasty, listen to me. Let's just call a spade a spade. Finally, The Rock, he has come back. And he's making these statements and he's posting these things. He's saying, oh, this is just the beginning. Like, I'm back. I'm like, uh-oh. Is The Rock about to have another run at 55? And man, he made some comments, and that's what we're here to talk about. This is the main event of our show. We're going to be wrapping this up. We're actually making pretty decent timing. Gentlemen, we did it. This has been a phenomenal show to start off the new year.
Oh. That's one of them graphics, boy.
No, I'm telling you, I'm not doing them in it. I'm telling you, that's what I said. Like, what I'll do is I'll put him in there just in case, like, Hugh's not up to it, he has something to do. But then I just go back in and all that stuff is gone.
I'm like Brother Hugh did when he saw the belt.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Wait till you see the other video. Yep. Drop that one in there. The Rock return. First, yeah, exactly. There it is. Yep, exactly. Man, I was excited to see my man Jinder Mahal come back and cut the promo.
Yes, sir. I thought I was the only one.
Same, yo. I
thought I was the only one.
I was like, yes.
I was nervous because I didn't see Indashir. I'm not sure what they're doing with those guys. I'm not sure if Jinder Mahal is still trying to, if he's going to get back into the ring, or because he has a phenomenal look. He may not be the greatest in-ring worker, but he has a great personality. He has a great character. Just this Indian aristocrat. You know what I mean? It's just always this with this entitled attitude. I was so excited to see my guy back, and I knew what was going down. I'm gonna tell you what I didn't see. I didn't expect him to start going into it, and The Rock's music hit, and man, everybody's reaction to The Rock showing back up. It just never gets old. I remember I was looking at the comments. First of all, even The Rock comes out, he has to shake his arms out because he's like, "Ooh, I got chills on that." Because anybody knows if you're inside of a wrestling arena, it don't gotta be super loud. The fact when that music hits anybody's music, you get automatically amped. It gets you fired up. So imagine all those people when The Rock shows up out of nowhere in the middle of Jinder Mahal's rant. Like, even if you thought somebody was coming out, he pissed you off so much you got distracted by whatever the heck he was saying.
That's key. That's the lost.
And that's
point.
What makes him a heel, though. That's why Triple H said, "I trust you to do this." And then all of a sudden, unexpectedly, the Rock's music. I sent you guys the video of Samantha Irvine in the group text earlier, and her response, even The Rock was like, "Oh, this is really awesome to see you respond." She forgot she was at work, and she just
snapped right back. She was like, "Wait a minute, get back."
She had to catch herself. She looked up and she just looked at everybody like, "Whoa, that was crazy."
She had a fan moment.
She's a legit fan. A lot of people
you can tell. You can
Mhm.
tell, and she was on like, and after a while, she just started applauding and just howling and screaming with the fans, like she couldn't help herself. And it's like, man, it's moments like that that we all go for. We know The Rock pops up and he shows up every once in a while. He says a few things, but good brothers, The Rock made a very, very interesting statement. He said, as he was on his way out the door, he asked San Diego for some suggestions. He said, "Do you think I should go?" I said, "I'm kind of hungry. I'm gonna go sit down somewhere and kick back." He said, "You think I should sit at the bar, sit by the window?" Then he goes, "Oh, do you think I should sit at the head of the table?" Everybody loses it. He goes, "Yeah, that's what I thought." Tosses the mic and gets out of the ring. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Immediately, screenshots and clips from Young Rock started popping up left and right. One of my favorite shows that they shouldn't have canceled. Stupid Peacock. And Stupid Peacock. And they showed us the most famous scene of Young Rock watching TV. And his cousin, he's like, "Oh, that's my cousin Joe, little cousin Joe, Sika's son." Say, "Come on, dude." Like, acknowledge me. Like, nobody's paying him no mind. We're trying to watch TV and he said, "Oh," he's like, "No, Joe, not today. This match is only big enough for WrestleMania." And everybody who immediately, first of all, that clip went viral, and everybody's like, "Man, what's going on?" Because that's why we all assumed we was going to get Roman WrestleMania 40 in Hollywood. Didn't get it. Didn't happen. There's a lot of stuff going around now. They're teasing this. It's been rumors. We've been talking about it. It's been hearsay amongst wrestling fans all around the world. The Rock has officially sent a message. He has officially sent a message. The Rock wants to sit at the head of the table, brothers. Do we have is this our WrestleMania main event this year?
Absolutely, positively, yes. Protect my main event.
Come on now.
Okay, so we're obviously a Rock fans. We're all Attitude Era guys in here. Why is Roman Reigns versus The Rock? First of all, this is a dumb question, but I'm just going to ask it anyway for the sake of the listeners. Why is Roman Reigns versus The Rock a better main event than Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns 2? Is it the second time? Yeah, Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns 2, finishing the story.
In fact, you just said 2 at the end of it.
Absolutely, we haven't seen it before, and this has
Go ahead,
been
speak on it. You guys ain't waiting no time. Go ahead, brother. Y'all ain't wasting no time getting to this one. Go ahead.
We've been waiting for this for what, almost 2 years now.
Okay,
maybe. Yeah. So I mean, come on, man. It's destiny. We got to finish this bloodline story first.
That's how you think we finish off the bloodline story.
Yeah, we got to finish this bloodline story. Make it.
How does it end? How does it end?
Well, I mean, Roman comes out on top no matter what.
Oh, okay. All right. That's what you think?
I mean, come on now. He's the greatest.
Does he need to? Why does he? So why does The Rock come back? Just to do the honors for his little cousin. Where does the story go from there? Like, what's the point of it, bro? Like, if Roman Reigns beats The Rock, retains at WrestleMania, he's beating Hogan's record. Just give it to him. Like, come on, now. To me, it doesn't get any bigger than that. It doesn't get any bigger than that. I'm sorry. Like, just let him have it. Like, just forget it. I don't even care anymore. Right. Cody, you just got one another day. Like, it's just this is not your winning at SummerSlam. But
that's it right there. Most likely, the title's gonna be on the line, even though it doesn't really need to be.
Sure.
But that's the only reason right there, to be honest.
Okay. Brad H.
I mean, if the title wasn't on the line, then you can see The Rock winning, possibly.
But sure, because the only person to pin him has been Jey Uso.
Right around the corner.
Brian H., how do you feel about that? How do you feel about that? Because I'll be honest with you, I'm not a Laker fan because I don't want LeBron James to get more rings than Kobe Bryant. Am I a hater? Yes, I am. I'm from Baltimore City. We expect me to be. Now, so like I don't root for the Lakers now, and I got no beef against LeBron. I think LeBron is one of the greatest players to ever do it. I got no beef with him, but I'm not rooting for him to win a championship because of Laker Nation. I'm like, no, screw that. You got your point. You got 4. You got us 17. That's what we needed. We tied the Celtics. You're not the guy that's I don't need you to get 18 for us. I need somebody else to get it. Right. I don't want you to be in the same level of Kobe Michael Jordan, because I've been saying that that's just no disrespect. It is what it is. My opinion. Now you're a Hogan guy. You're a Hogan guy, but yet you still consider Roman Reigns your tribal chief. He's knocking on your guy's record's door. Are you okay with this? Like, what's the deal? Are you going to be okay with Roman Reigns dethroning that record that belongs to Hogan? McMahon's probably dying somewhere. His hip is probably going off. You know, he got walks with a cane. He's probably flipping out like they're gonna just ruin. Triple H is just like, nope, I'm working all your records with my stuff, and then my legacy is going to last for the next 50 years. What are you thinking?
He's gonna say, well, you put the belt on him.
Yeah, true.
You started
I
it.
just chose not to take
No,
it
you
off.
put both belts on him.
Yeah, because he was on one show minding his business, and he showed up on another show.
Yep, just left it on Lashley. But here's the thing, right? Let me break this down.
Here we go.
You look at Roman Reigns, you look at The Rock, right? The whole thing about this Samoan culture, we always looked at The Rock as the guy, right? Once Yokozuna, the late great Rodney Anawai died, he was the most successful, the most commercially successful member of the Anawai family, probably since the High Chief Peter Maivia.
Well, wild Samoans, no.
And then see, that's a unit.
Okay,
you know,
okay,
as
okay.
far as
Oh, singles. Okay, yeah. Gotcha. I'm with you. Yeah, go ahead. I'm with you.
So you look at that, then all of a sudden, here comes The Rock. Well, unfortunately, you know, Yokozuna passed away. The Rock couldn't, you know, eventually take the throne from him. It was just kind of out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Before The Rock became The Rock, you had Rikishi was the Sultan. That didn't count, you know, and you so now here comes The Rock, and he puts, you know, honor and legacy and everything into the family and everything, right? Rikishi even tried, he did it for the people, but nonetheless. Well, now all of a sudden, Roman's supposed to be the guy, except the people don't want to accept Roman. Even to the point, he's like, no, but this is the guy. You always would say, like, huh? So now coming back full circle, Rockton went off to Hollywood. He was doing his thing. He's making the family money in other ways. But in the family business, all of a sudden, here comes this tribal chief. Wait, you know, Roman, it was cool. Roman was cool. He was the man. But he's calling himself the tribal chief. He's at the head of the table. He said he's responsible for everybody eating. He's responsible for putting food on the Usos table. And it's all because of this right here.
And he was initiated. Remember Afensika, they crowned him. They gave him the tribal chief lay.
The lay, yep. Yeah. And remember, he kept saying, as long as he holds that title, that's the reason why the title is so important.
Yeah.
Yep. He put it in Jey Uso's face and said, no, you want to be. And remember, Paul Heyman kept saying, do you want him to be responsible for your children eating, putting food on your children's table? So now all of a sudden, The Rock comes back to the island of relevancy. It's like, wait a minute, I never gave up.
You and these puns, man. Sheesh.
I never gave up my tribal chief status. I still sit at the head of the table because I'm the OG around here.
He was the reason the family ate.
He was the reason the family ate. He put the family on new levels because he took them out of the family business and made them famous outside of the family business. True. Roman Reigns is able to do movies because of what The Rock did. So now you have this real tug of war, civil war. And that's the reason why, you know, this match needs to happen. You know, WrestleMania 38, it was classified the most stupendous main event because you were merging two titles between two big superstars, your current day top-notch rivalry. We had our Cena Ortons, we had our Hogan Savages, now we have our Brock Romans, right? Now you have an opportunity to have global coverage like never before. Not to mention, the dude ain't denied the fact that he's not running for president. You know, remember? Yeah. So all of this going,
but on Young Rock, he was running for president.
Bingo. You know, so with all of that, here's an opportunity to do something that's never been done before. Cody gonna be around. You know what I mean? Cody should have never backed himself in the corner saying that the other belt didn't matter. That wasn't the story. We get it. You didn't have to say it, you know. But now, you know, he'll face Randy Orton and chill with the Wrestling Club.
When Rock and Roman. Randy, are you? So wait a minute, hold time on. See, This is you and Brandon, man. You guys get the booking matches, so you just automatically put
Yeah, put him with Randy Orton.
So what about CM Punk?
Oh, easy.
What about
Seth Rollins, night 1.
Okay, all right, fair enough.
I got four matches booked already. Jimmy versus Jay. That's got to kick off the show. You know, and for the second straight year, Bloodline steals WrestleMania. You know, and
probably
we all watching this family. See, we watched. They was all together. Everything was cool. WrestleMania 38, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you know, remember there was a point in time the Usos couldn't even get on the card. Everything was cool. WrestleMania 38.
It was like 9 years before they got on WrestleMania.
Right. The next night, Roman said, "All right, yeah, y'all came away successful. We all know Shinsuke and Boogs got hurt. Y'all was successful. Now go get the other titles." They went and got the other titles. Well, last year they lost their way,
and
then you know the bloodline started crumbling and whatnot. Here we go again. Now. Whatever title that might end up being for a title, you know, you just never know. Could be US, could be Continental. Who knows? You have Jimmy versus Jay, and hopefully they can fight, duke it out, and they can get back on the same page.
So you think it ends with them reuniting at some point?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think honestly, after WrestleMania, I think they just got to scrap it out, and either I know people probably don't want to see this. If anything, Jay becomes a massive heel again. If he costs The Rock, or if he, you know, I mean, granted, you probably won't go that way. I'm overbooking, but you know, we get this opportunity, and you know, Roman Reigns versus The Rock. I'm just thinking about commercially the success it's going to do, and a win over The Rock for Roman will ultimately crown him. He could say he would be the first person to. Yeah, I gotta really double check, but he'll be one of the biggest superstars to defeat Roman Reigns, defeat Brock Lesnar, The Rock, and John Cena at WrestleMania. Well, he defeat Cena at WrestleMania, but you know what I'm saying. To defeat those three, that trifecta, not too many people, if anybody, can say that, and Roman can do that, and that would kind of solidify him, put him on the island of relevancy, but also commercially take him up a notch, because now people outside who don't cover wrestling will say, "Oh wait, he beat The Rock though at WrestleMania 40."
Yeah, that's I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, because usually when those guys have commercial, they make statements like John said, "I don't know how much time I have left in WWE." I was like, okay, see, there you go. You're like, man, I'm making more money doing less stuff. I love this place, but yeah. Brother Brandon, you kind of quiet over there, sir.
Roman got 2 sets of twins too. They got
that's why I say, like, the Roman finds a way to make a lot of money without having to wrestle. Don't. He'll disappear for 3 years just to be like, "Oh, trust me, by the time I come back, I'll be a big deal." But Brother Brandon, The Rock versus Roman at WrestleMania, is this the direction that we go in?
I don't.
You agree with Brandon?
I don't think so.
Okay,
I don't, because there's too many reports that the people with their have an elimination chamber requested The Rock.
They're footing the bill like Saudi Arabia did. How much money
So
you have
if they are, so think about it, if they're saying this, right? Because WrestleMania is going to make $1 billion, right? You're going to make $1 billion with The Rock or without The Rock. You're going to make that WrestleMania money, because you still can slap other people onto the marquee, onto the function and everything like that, right? Like, let's call it what it is. SmackDown is probably sold out because of what The Rock appeared on Monday. Raw is probably sold out for next week because The Rock appeared. Just like before, when he appeared on SmackDown, they saw sold out shows for like 2 or 3 weeks because everybody's like, "Oh man,
like, sure, The Rock is back." Yep.
You know, and I'm not saying we don't. And I've said it on the run before. We're at a point that it's so many stars. Do we ever really need a Rock, a Stone Cold, or Undertaker at this point? Because it's so much momentum. It adds a different aspect to it, which I'm grateful for. But do I want Cody to finish the story? I think Cody has to finish the story when Roman is alone. Everything that Triple H has done has been impactful, because remember, Cody cut that promo about these people are going to leave you, this is going to happen, you're going to be all alone. That's how Cody finishes the story ultimately, whether that be at WrestleMania or SummerSlam. I think we get The Rock at Elimination Chamber, because you have to make money at Elimination Chamber. What better way than put The Rock on it versus Roman, and then guess what? Have the double stake of who's going to win the Elimination Chamber to face The Rock or Roman at WrestleMania.
True.
That to me,
Rock
you
is
said
not-
what?
I was about to say Roman is not going to wrestle at Elimination
Well,
Chamber.
what does Rock do? Wrestle solo to get to WrestleMania?
Rock solo. Let's give him a
Okay.
tune-up match. Give him solo.
What if we just
Solo,
what if we
he
just put
needs
Rock
something to
in
do.
the,
He needs-
You know,
what if we
it's
just put
Baron
Rock in the
Corbin.
Elimination Chamber match and he wins?
And that's how he gets to.
No more
That's how he
contender.
gets to Roman.
possible.
I mean,
That's a
possible.
possibility.
No more contender.
I
No
mean,
more
at this
contender?
point, and I joke about it, but I mean, Triple H is taking stuff from his father-in-law. We might get a Rock, Cody, Punk, Okada, Randy, and Roman
I
all
think-
in one match.
I think
WrestleMania.
Triple H is
At this
chasing
point-
Attitude Era numbers at this point.
If it's
Yeah, and
good
I'm-
level- go ahead.
But I don't know if finishing the story is more important than breaking what you call his record, because Cody is not cooling off. Like
He's
it
not.
seems like no matter what he does, it gets hotter. Like Cody, I don't know what it is, and like Hugh said it once, he's what Lex Luger was supposed to be.
Yeah.
But no matter what you do to Cody, the people are still singing his song. They still buying his merchandise.
White meat
They
baby face
still
to the fullest.
vested. They vested in this. Claim your story, finish your story. Anything with a story, they're into it. And like the documentary helped the momentum after the loss. You know, everything that they've done. Does this lead us to WrestleMania 41, or does this lead us to after the record has been broken and now it's SummerSlam? Because it's SummerSlam when the record is broken, right?
September 24th.
Oh no,
There it
so that
is.
would be Survivor Series would be the next big thing, and I doubt the Tribal Chief will get dethroned. But can we keep Cody in a bubble until next year? Because that's what I'm worried about.
Can I take you to my PR background?
There we go.
Public relations. So we used to have this thing when I was at Johns Hopkins Medicine called Coverage Book, right? So y'all remember when we did the penis transplant?
Oh yeah, that you don't get stuff like that. That was
Bro,
Interesting.
so
Yeah, I do remember.
you know, yeah. And first of all, the thing is, they waited till
childish.
dude recovered when we was safe for a month, right? Because we couldn't put it out there. So we waited till he lived for a month afterwards.
I'm sorry, I'm thinking about Yamaguchi's son and Val Venus. Sorry.
No, it's funny because that's what Megan brought up when I brought it up to her that time. So what we did, right, afterwards, I had this device called Coverage Book. And part of my job was to do was scour the internet for all of the coverage and the links of it, right? And then we would take that and report how many people covered this event when we did same with the Nobel Prize, right? So I know my job ain't sending me to Australia as much as I would love it. CNN not going to Australia. People Magazine not going to Australia. I tell you where they're going, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And when you're waiting for this for 2 years plus, and you're waiting, and not to mention the same city where Roman had his hand raised and The Rock did. It's a no-brainer. It's a slam dunk. It's Wrestle freaking Mania to make it the biggest. It would be arguably, because it's always the greatest main event build-up in WrestleMania history. Like on paper, Rock
Especially
versus Roman Reigns,
bloodline.
not Rock, not Roman versus Cody, not Rock versus Cody. Cody, you can get there at the end of the day, not yet. Go to Patreon for free. I let y'all have these thoughts for free. We'll actually break it down with the numbers and the top 10s. You know, we put content in there. But I think that like everybody said, he can finish that thing elsewhere because wrestling fans may want to see Cody finish the story over Rock and Roman Reigns, but Triple H already got us. It's the other people. It's the it's the people out there. It's like I said, the entertainment, the nights, the crossover appeal. It's just that simple.
No, that makes sense. I mean, it's just I don't like it.
But let me give you this.
Elimination.
Let me give you this thing to think about. When WWE has offered money for people to appear, who covers that? Because I was agreeing when Hugh said, he's going to still wrestle at Elimination Chamber. It just won't be Roman. But the thing is, that's going to be coverage because that's going to be a big deal to make them that extra money that Rock is wrestling at the Elimination Chamber. That's what I'm saying. So, yeah, you might not fly to Australia, but you're going to cover that match one way or the other. It's going to be newsworthy, regardless of who The Rock wrestles, because if they front the bill to say, we want Rock, just like remember all the Saudi shows when he was requesting
That's
all these
different
people.
money, bro. That's different money.
They don't got bag though. Saudi money
let me
different
finish.
bag.
They don't have that type of power. Come on now.
But you gonna let me finish. You gonna let me finish my thought, or you gonna shut me down? Can I finish? All right.
Go ahead.
So what I'm saying is,
when
did we have a pay-per-view in Australia last?
Super Show.
Oh, good.
How long ago was that?
2016, 17.
It was. We still at the WWE Network
with Buddy Murphy was like your headliner.
So with this, yeah, because he won the what you call it?
No, the headliner was the match that never happened. Shawn Michaels and Triple H.
I thought it was Buddy Murphy because and then the Iconics were
there. That was the match of the night. Those are the match of the night, but the bad match with
with the Brothers of Destruction,
Brothers of Destruction,
Shawn Michaels.
That was the Super Show.
Oh,
yes,
that was
that match. That
well, the point I'm trying to make. So all that being said, the point I'm trying to make, when you have government and when you have WWE trying, and I keep talking about this global expansion, especially with TKO basically being in the forefront, they're going to want to corner as many markets as possible. So if they say, we'll come here, but you need this, we will pay for X, Y, and Z. I get Saudi Arabian money is different because they were requesting people that are dead, which is crazy to me. But when the money talks, and let's be honest, what projects is The Rock really working on right now? Because after it wasn't, I don't even want to call it a flop, but after what happened with DC and Black Adam, he kind of calmed down. He really hasn't been attached to anything, and there's got to be a reason because he said, I'm going to go here, probably commit.
Merger.
Yep.
Except I wasn't going to say that because then they go bankrupt again.
Yeah, they took a bad loss. They lost like $64 million, and they merged with the USFL. Yeah. So
yes, okay, that's what it was. It merged because that was the way to save them. But
sold off the assets, like the trademarks, brand names. Yeah.
So think about it. He really doesn't have anything right now except
Young Rock
for
got
this.
canceled. You making me mad now because he had a rough year when it comes to stuff right here.
So think about it. He's going to do this, and we might see him through Survivor Series. And when I say through Survivor Series, we might see an Elimination Chamber, WrestleMania, SummerSlam, Survivor Series.
But
that's what we might see.
But the funny part is, I remember when we said that they were like The Rock took like a $74 million hit with the XFL, and Young Rock got canceled. So I said, that means right. He's got to come back to wrestling and restart the Rock thing.
Yeah, he's got to
get back to being a Rock and then get his.
He's not hosting TV shows. He's not doing. He really is not because he literally remember the reports was he said I don't want to be in the Shazam movies. I want my own, and they signed him almost 20 years ago for that, and the whole thing he was supposed to be in the first one, and he was like, no, I want my own, and he was so involved with that movie, and it wasn't a bad movie, but it didn't make the money that they wanted it to make.
Yeah.
So I think that he's going to show up at Elimination Chamber and WrestleMania.
Did you see his daughter?
So I'm going to say this, and I'm going to.
Did I miss NXT? What I miss?
She said a wise man once told her.
Yeah, I know. Remember he showed up. He was talking to her. He was like, Paul Roman.
She resurfaced because remember she disappeared for a little bit.
Well, she was doing like backstage stuff.
Yeah, but it wasn't. Yeah.
When they kidnapped her, when Joe Gacy and them or whoever the other people, and that was another thing when that came out. I was like, dang, Rock, this, that, and the other, the bloodline fighting. His daughter got kidnapped, but then they just kind of like scratched that and just let her do this. Probably why she's actually developing in ring. She's doing because she definitely has charisma. But she has a different type of charisma. But the fact that Paul Heyman was there, saying, and then his phone said Bloodline, and then she said in the Wise Man, she gonna cost him the match.
I don't think she's gonna cause her. I think what's gonna happen is Jay and Jimmy are gonna be factors to make it a fair fight. They're gonna be the reason that it becomes a fair fight. One's going to distract the other one from the ring so it can be a fair fight. He's going to get taken out early in the match.
Not mine. I'm the tribal heir.
I'm telling you, he's going to get taken out early in the match that he can't be a factor. Because it's got to come down to that moment where they're just staring at each other. That last 2-3 minutes in the ring is going to be just them two and the crowd chanting the holy, and this is, and they're going to just cut loose in that last few minutes because we know what it's going to
lose your mind.
Oh,
you're going to be happy with.
What part of, I don't care if he keeps the belt to, I just want to see
I'm just saying,
him.
you're going to be enjoying the moment. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, no, I'm going to be losing my mind because I'm saying, come on, Rock, and leaves. Come on, Rock, and take this pin. Take this pin. Come on, we know it's coming.
You will enjoy that moment when it happened.
I just wanted to be a singles match and not a
no. I'm sorry, like that. How's the Bloodline going to cheat this time? That's why I watch.
That's why I don't want. Yeah, that's why. And I just wanted to be I want to have that feeling with Rock and Austin. I don't want to have that feeling that, oh Lord, here we come interference. I don't want to feel like a Triple H and Rock match because remember that was Interference City. Every Triple H and Rock match just about was interference.
Definitely was.
Somebody always wants smoke.
Mm-hmm.
But Brother Hugh. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, finish.
We got the Judgment Day still lurking in the background.
I don't trust him either. Brother Hugh, you think it's the right move? The Rock main event in WrestleMania gets wrong. I mean, you spoke on it earlier. You pretty much said it was a no-brainer, but you know, you've heard both your brothers give different points, different reasons as to why he should, but he also had different outcomes. How do you see it?
I'm just glad both of them stopped talking because they sound like a bunch of little girls. But
that's disrespectful.
But now Dylan keeps asking the question: do we get Roman both nights? He asked about twice. What y'all think?
No, it's not fair to Seth Rollins. He earned, Seth. Both of them earned the right to be on the marquee of WrestleMania. And right now, I don't see Becky Lynch or Rhea Ripley, and I could be wrong. I just don't see them catching fire. But I mean, if you'd asked me that last year, I would have said the same thing. And Rhea and Charlotte caught fire right towards the end, but not more than Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. But I think it's so personal on screen with Rollins and Punk that they got a main event night one. They got to have a poster, Y'all gonna watch Wrestle Kingdom?
Yeah, you're gonna try to,
yeah.
Well, I'll try to catch on the back end. That's coming with January 4th? It was the 3rd or 4th this year.
Man, we having a Wrestling King. This is the pre-show. It's about to come on.
Oh,
I was gonna say it's about to air. Yeah,
I'm not watching.
Homie Emily Taylor, she out there covering it.
Shoot, it is the 4th. I'm like, when is it? January 4th? They're like, it's now. It's burning the midnight oil.
Earlier, he's like, man, I'm about to take a nap because that's what every year
Mark's about to win that belt. Mark's gonna win that belt.
Yo, if Mercedes show up there, be like, got y'all.
Okay, so since we're talking about it, I was gonna wait till next week, but that was a perfect segue, Brian. Thank you. We're wrapping up the show, but championship culture. This is a preview of is this a conversation we're gonna have at some point? Now nobody want to say nothing. Y'all always do this. Now nobody want to say nothing because I'm not gonna say nothing about it if y'all gonna say something about it. Yeah, this is the New Japan. This is New Japan's new IWGP, International World Grand Prix Global Championship. This is supposed to replace the United States Championship as well as the Intercontinental Championship. This is supposed to be their global traveling title.
Okay.
So yeah, this is supposed to new title, new lineage. And this has all this championship culture stuff on it. So I'm like, so what are you guys thinking?
I can tell you that I love the design.
No, that's cool.
I love the design.
That's cool. You hear what he just said? Like, don't give me that, bro. I asked you a question. He said, "Well, I love the design." That's all he gonna give me. I love the design.
Yeah,
that's
what I give you. Yeah, that's what we do at championship culture. We break down the details. We break down the intricacies of
clearly
of the belt, you know what I'm
saying? All right. Let me ask you a question. Can you break down the details?
That's a nice looking belt.
Can you break down the details of the sun rays shining behind the world, since it's the land of the rising sun and the lions, and the importance of the lions going through the sides of it?
It's cute. You see that? You see that? Yeah. Yeah.
That's cute. You see that? Yep, nothing. Tight lip guy. Anyway, all right. Well, listen, there's that. I'm not even gonna try. I tried. It's not gonna work. Anyways,
It's a very good trip. I think I was wrong. I said the next belt will be ugly. Yeah, I remember I said I had no faith in them with their belts because the last couple have been like, oh, I mean, it looked like they took the never open weight, the IWGP, and the Continental, and parts of the IWGP version 4, and said, let me make them. Hold on. Take some of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and then make the line Raw on the side.
Yo,
Triple H want to put a lion on his. We're gonna make it Raw on the side. We got a bigger lion than their world title. So because
I like that touch though. I like that touch.
It's unique. I like that too though.
I like the white strap. I love it. I like the IWGP letters are very recognizable. As soon as you look at them.
Is this something you would consider adding to your collection, Mr. Bell King?
Absolutely.
Okay. There you go. Ladies and gentlemen,
I didn't
listen to me. I wouldn't put it past that.
I didn't see that if it has belts up or not. Because strange fact, everybody has a story. Did you know on the IWGP version 4, there's actually 2 belt tips on the official replicas?
Did not know that. I'm sure it's a detail that probably, that first of all, you would think I would know, but it might have alluded to me.
The more you know.
On both of them. Yep, on both ends there's a belt tip. But that's like belt number 74 for them. AEW got to come up with a new belt now.
Well, they have the Continental Championship, and then I'm sure they'll come up with something. At first, I was like, well, what's with all the championship belts? But then I was like, yeah, I know, right? It's they're gonna come up with a European title soon, but I'm thinking maybe they're gonna do a brand split, maybe like a real one. But who knows? We're not here to get into that. We'll talk about that later on. But man, what a great way to start 2024, man. You brothers, you guys are on fire. For all those who are watching and listening to us, of course, follow us on all social media platforms at Wrestling Wrealm. Subscribe to our Patreon, Twitch, and YouTube channel at the Wrestling Wrealm. Man, you guys hung in there. Shout out to everybody that's still hanging with us watching the show. Shout out to everybody in the comment section. Shout out to Victor Perry and the Wrestling Club and everybody that was involved. Shout out to the Belt King and championship culture as a whole as we prepare for season 2 to start. We thank you all for joining us. And we're not going to prolong it. The Royal Rumble's coming up soon. It's almost time for Dylan Matthews has one last thing to say.
The Solo turns on Roman, grabs the mic, and says, "I did it for The Rock," and the music hits.
Wow.
He told that story on was it Chris Van Vliet? He said that he asked his dad, "Why you run over The Rock?" He was like, because he was a kid watching it. He was upset because he was like, "You ran him over," and he was like, "Now he understands the business and he gets it."
Part of the business, son.
Part of the business, kid. Definitely join us next week. We will be back. As we like I said, we continue to take our march towards the Royal Rumble. I got a feeling about it this year. I don't know what it is, man, but just Triple H and his dust and all this influx of talent. Championship Culture season 2 set to begin January 23rd. Head over to youtube.com/Wrestling Wrealm playlist Championship Culture to catch up on all of season 1. You don't miss anything. Patreon.com/wrestling _ Realm, the Wrestling _ Realm. Brian, just thoughts, so much other things. We appreciate the support. WrestlingRealm.com for all t-shirts, hoodies, mugs, and more. Support all of our other cohorts that in the podcast space. Support their brand, support their family, support everything that they're doing out here. We definitely appreciate you all listening. We'll catch you next week. We are getting out of here. Happy New Year to everybody. We're just getting started. 2024 is here, and so is the Wrestling Wrealm. We out of here. Peace.
Waters.